It's another day streaming. Steak. Perfect way to start. So I haven't streamed in some time. And that was intentional. This one's going to be very different. If it was the same, I would be worried because I created distance intentionally to change how I operate because of everything that's been happening in my reality. We all need to ask ourselves what makes us do what we do. But when we ask that question to ourselves, most of us freeze and get stuck. We don't know what to do. It gets overwhelming. We don't even know where to begin. So most of the time, we just push that to the side. And we don't even want to think about it because, well, really wants to contemplate, well, is the only reason why I drink coffee because I want to stay awake more? Or because it reminds me of a girl? And it's an activity I can do while talking to a beautiful girl? You see, most of us don't want to go down that path of exploration to figure out, wait, well, what is the for what for each thing? Because if we come to understand that and we come to see what each thing's for what is, do you guys understand that in some ways, most people would use the phrase, you're taking the fun out of things. But is it not just simply understanding how we're already operating? Do you guys understand? I'm not taking the fun out of it. I'm just making you become aware of it. In some ways, because in some ways you can have more fun because now you understand the purpose for each thing. Now you understand what makes us operate. Because when we don't understand is when we can get deviated. When we don't understand is when problems begin happening. Because all of a sudden, something else presents. And we think that, I guess the reason why I'm drinking coffee is because, it makes me laugh. Well, then I might not laugh this time, and I get worried. I'm like, well, I don't know. Like, is that why I'm drinking coffee? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm trying to use a harmless example so that people don't get overwhelmed too fast, but it's pretty simple if you think about it. If I know the reasons, the for what, but it's more than reason, because I normally would have described this as a reason. It's the actual for what. And that encompasses reasons, it encompasses significance, it encompasses meaning, it encompasses the built-up variables that have presented throughout our entire life. Do you guys get it? It's an all-encompassing, all-overwhelming thing. For what is a complex thing. It's not just one thing. For what? And once we understand that, something can't deviate us anymore. They will try, and if it happens, we will get frustrated, just so you understand. Once you piece this together, if you get deviated from your for what at any point, you will get frustrated because you know that wasn't your intention. You know you weren't trying to accomplish that, or you know you weren't trying to do that at this time. You see, it keeps us focused, it keeps us protected, it keeps us doing the things that matter. And start to realize is the moment we fully understand our for what, and we start operating aligned with our for what ends up happening is that there's always things that are going to try to present to try to disrupt that, because we're never supposed to figure this out. It's just that simple. We're meant to be operating on this earth, on this world, without knowing this knowledge. Because you're not supposed to understand why you do what you do, what's making you do so, or for what. You guys get it? You're not supposed to. You're supposed to be just walking from one area to the next, just kind of stumbling forward and responding. Hear what I'm saying? Responding. That means that variables present, I respond. A variable presents, I respond. A variable presents, I respond. That's how it's intended that each and every single one of us is meant to operate. Ask yourself why. Isn't that something that could allow me to create the stories that I want, for good and for bad? At no point am I grading. I'm just saying, if I want certain outcomes to happen, don't I want you to have to respond to things without understanding fully how to respond or all the variables already? Because if you know everything, well then when something presents, do you guys see, you can then decide, well, do I want to walk the path that lets me drink water right now or coffee right now? So then you'd be like, well, what's the for what for water? Well, I'm a little thirsty right now and it helps me talk more. Okay. What's the for what for coffee? Do you guys get it? If we have all that understanding, if a variable presents right now and says, drink coffee, you're like, no. If a variable presents right now, it's like, oh, now I'm going to cast a spell on you. Tired. Now water and coffee present. Which one would you choose? Coffee. Do we understand? Most of us are already operating this way without even realizing that's what we're doing. Yet we can't piece it together. We can't conceptualize it through words. It's because it's think of it like before anything you say, anything you do, any action that happens, you pause and you would think about all these things and then you would do. Well, the world would slow down dramatically if that was the case, which would be an extremely good thing. But I'm saying it's not the case right now. But that is what we all need to get to. But once you understand this, the same way you are all operating today, without even thinking, you just walk forward and say things and do things. I'm saying once you understand this knowledge, you get to that same level and you operate that way within seconds. Maybe you take 5 seconds to make a decision, instead of normally most humans today just take 1 second and go, oh wow, so it means you slow down by 4 seconds, but now you make always the correct decision. You'll never make a mistake again because you understand the for what's. And if at any point you got deviated, you catch it and then you can immediately correct it because you're like, wait, no, that doesn't align with my for what? What am I doing this for? So I already gave so many of the answers there, but we're going to keep talking and breaking this down because today I just want to talk about it. I originally wasn't planning to because I have lost my for what. You guys understand? What I'm trying to talk about today for myself, just to re-listen to, is I haven't done this for a while, intentionally, because I wanted to protect myself, how I operate, but also because I was doing a lot. It was all amazing, but I wanted to deviate how I operate a little bit. So I created distance. Turn that on again, please. You see, once we start operating, guys, there's always interruptions and deviations that happen. That's just how it is, because they don't understand our for what. And if something can interfere with that, well, what can that cause? Do you guys get it? But once you know every action, every single thing that you're doing, what it is for, the for what? What am I doing this for? What am I doing this for? Then if anything does deviate you, you don't allow it anymore. Not for harm, not for bad, but you understand why you're using something. You understand why you have something. The people who can't conceptualize the world through for what's are countless mistakes because they make changes to things without understanding the underlying for what. Now, that's what everyone needs to get to. But that's what we're slowly going to realize, because that's how reality and Earth actually operates. The only reason why we do every single thing that we do is that there's a for what. And if you don't know what your for what is, you're just stumbling around like a blind fool. Or you're responding to bad. Those are the only reasons why we do anything today in this world. It's just that simple. If you don't know what your for what is in something, you respond to bad. Period. End of story. It's just that simple. So, for myself, it's a skill set that I have, but I choose not to use it because it's a manipulation tool, which is anyone who doesn't understand the concepts of for what's, you can drag them along any path of your choosing by just saying the correct things. And then you can completely deviate them and you get them to focus on anything you want. And I'm saying that the majority of people who talk through suggestions are doing this without them even realizing it. And they do it intentionally to deviate people. Yet if you understand why you're doing something, the for what, like what am I doing this for? Then if someone starts deviating you, you catch it. You don't have to even say anything. You laugh internally about it because you understand now that there's something in this world that's you. Because you have to ask yourself the timing. Why now? But once that happens, you guys get it? If you know you're for what, and if you understand the self-created bubble concept, which we'll get into today, you laugh at it. Because nothing can ever deviate you again, no matter what. I'm telling you guys, if you notice people around you that constantly are getting deviated and dragged into things that are not their stories, it's because they don't understand what they're doing things for. It means that they're responding. Remember what I said, if I was the author who wanted to write a story, I want all my chess pieces to just respond to things as they present. Because if they understood, then they wouldn't respond. All right. So, the reason why I took a break from streaming for a little bit was because I don't have a for what anymore. The things in my reality, I've talked about it in all my other streams and videos, so check it out, Star Diplomat, on YouTube and on LinkedIn. And all of them, I discuss how reality operates, but more so strategically, the mechanical aspect of it. Because really, life itself is extremely mechanical. Everyone thinks it's such an unknown, but I'm saying it's been completely solved and figured out. And it's just a repeatable, think of it like a video game or a book or a movie. It's like, it has a beginning, has a middle, has a rising climax, has an end. It's that simple. Like every single thing is so mechanical, it's just variables that get added to something, and then once they reach a certain threshold, things happen. That's it. And I talk about that in depth and how things present those variables and make things happen. So we could get lost there. So what I'm trying to say is that I realize that the variables that present are usually what make us do, what make us believe, what make us care, what make us enjoy, what make us happy, or what make us sad, what make us fearful, or what make us brave. See, it's all just paths that get presented. And if I present the 1 + 2 + 3, well, then the correct things are going to happen. If I present the wrong 1 + 2 + 3, you're going to be negative and sad and complain and feel down, and then go to your reliances that make you feel better. So I pieced all this together. And I'm saying I had exposed this knowledge already 1.5 years ago. And because of my decisions, I entered rooms that I was forbidden or had access to, and I shared that knowledge. And when I did, I got punished. I got punished because the things that control our realities didn't intend for my response to be that way. I was never supposed to share this knowledge. I was never supposed to piece this together, yet I did. When that happened, I ask all of you, if all of a sudden something is getting exposed that you didn't want getting exposed, what would all of you do? Most of you would panic. Most of you would be afraid. Most of you would be concerned. And I'm saying the things that control our reality operate the exact same way as all of us. You want to know why we operate the same way like that? Because we are them. They share this vessel with us. Do you guys get it? They share it with us. You're going to learn eventually, if you keep learning this knowledge, when it's them and when it's us. Sometimes they're active and sometimes it's us. It's kind of annoying they are active at the wrong time, but I now can tell exactly when active. I'm like, I woke up, I'm like, oh man, why do they get to be active right now? So I literally block them. You see, like, once you understand, you don't respond to the variables anymore. So all that is extremely complex knowledge, and I hope I lost most people at this point, because I gatekeep my knowledge now behind things that scare off the lost lambs intentionally, because they can't handle it. You just have to present what I just said, and they get afraid and they run away. And that's exactly what I intend. You guys see, like, that means that I know exactly what to present to control your path and your behaviors. Because you guys don't understand your for what. You guys don't understand self-created bubbles and how Earth operates, so that anyone can present those things to you and they can get the intended reaction in each and every single one of you. So I pieced all this together, and I realized, and I shared this knowledge in other formats and in other ways of explaining this. And I got punished. So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that most of you will never be the ones who share this knowledge. So you have nothing to fear. You only have benefits to gain from understanding this, because it protects you. It trivializes certain things that you guys are afraid of and stop you from doing things. It completely trivializes them once you understand them. And it gives you access to so many new opportunities and possibilities, because you realize now that most things, there's no reason to be afraid or concerned, as 99.9% of things are completely harmless. And I'm saying, I would almost say 100%, but the only reason why I'm saying 0.1% isn't is because I've now realized that if you get to this level, they actually break the rules of reality, which means that they do things that are impossible. And I'm saying, if you're outside and something impossible happens, well, that's scary, because there's nothing I can do about that. Because there's things that can help, but if they want to do bad right now, I'm saying, if you're outside, they can literally fabricate anything they want. So my point is, they did. And they took one by one every single for what that I had in everything. Just so you guys are aware, they're still continuing to do so every single day in any activity or anything that I try new. Anything. Every day, they spend their entire day trying to ruin every single thing that I do to take my for what in each thing. Some of you guys can't even operate in doing the same things you've been doing for years, and there's nothing that's trying to steal your for what. That's why all of you need to learn this knowledge. I'm saying, I've pieced that together. They took all of mine. And I'm saying, even in harmless things, guys, in cooking, in cleaning, in my pet I had, my kid, my girl, every single thing. Yet where I noticed it most overtly is in my for healing and sharing knowledge. Not only am I completely prevented, but I'm saying that they actually cause problems when I do so. Do you guys get it? If the whole reason, the significance, the meaning, the things that drive me forward for doing this activity was, well, what's my for what for this? Well, I want to heal people. I want people to break free, because if they don't have to suffer the consequences that I did to gain the same knowledge and the same benefits that I have now, I'm saying, guys, I've lost everything. I get attacked nonstop. Everything I try gets destroyed. And yet, this is the best I've ever been as a person, skill set, capability, knowledge. And yet, this is the worst my situation has ever been in my years alive. I'm saying before, guys, I could literally just kick my toe against something and I would be defeated for the entire day. And I'm saying, think of it, you guys had 100 things you cared about. They've killed all 100 in my life. And yet I'm saying I'm at the best level I've ever been at. How is that possible? Because once you understand this, it's possible. Nothing stops you anymore except literal impossibility. Why wouldn't you all want to get to that? You're all stopped by perceived ideas and possibilities. If I can just tell you guys, if you take one more step, I'm going to spill water on you, and that stops you. Do you guys get it? So I'm saying that they took away my for what related to healing in everything that I do. So I'm just like, what's the real, like, I have no more, because no one's going to get healed from this. There's no benefit at all anymore. And then I chose to do it exclusively for myself. That was my new for what. I'm going to use this to figure out knowledge. I'm going to use this to grow, to learn, to develop. But then I realized that they were starting to even weaponize that, and they were using it to try to consume me. They were using it to try to bait me to just, because what they were doing was every single like video game or story that I was consuming or something like that, I can extract even more complex lessons than what the authors ever intended. And I can use it to decipher things that I want to learn. And I did that because I learned how to create my own experiences. But then what I'm saying is they were starting to ruin the stories, the video games, those experiences, because then they were just making them be like, oh, well, now you're going to use this and you're going to use it to decipher knowledge for your stream. So you guys see it, that my play to protect myself, since I had nothing to heal anymore, for my own figure out knowledge. And because of that, they were like, aha, we're going to stop him then we're going to try to ruin games for him by making sure that it's only now when he plays them, he's only like trying to seek lessons in them so that he can figure out new things. So I created distance. Then this is how I got to this, just so you guys understand. Then I decided I'm going to create my own video game. And the same thing was amazing. They had no counter at first, but then they started doing the same exact play. That every single game that I started to play, because you guys are gonna realize, if you continue to stay in one bubble, this is all relates to the bubble thing. You stay in one bubble for too much time, and I'm saying too much time is days, weeks. I was creating my video game for like 3 days straight. Do you guys understand that my entire lens got completely changed? So now, whatever I consumed, I was like, oh wow, that's a really good design idea. I want to create that. I want to figure out how they created that. I want to see if I can recreate that in RPG Maker. And so think of it like I can program and code it, and I'm like, wow, I figured it out. Every game that I was playing, I was like, how did they do that? Now I see it. I'm like, oh, so they created that animation like this. They used that variable. They used that conditional branch. They used that switch. They used this. They did that. Do you guys get it? I'm saying that I can now appreciate more every single design and every single creation. It's the same thing like I've been creating music. Every song that I hear now, every song that I listen to, I can literally piece together instruments. I know how they did it. I hear the loops. I see the vision, the design behind the background of the song. I'm like, oh wow, so they use about 3 instruments. They repeat certain things a few times. They have a variation here. Like you see, I could get lost there, but what I'm trying to make you guys realize is that I had learned all these things. But if you stay in one thing for too much time, it changes your lens. So then everything else you're experiencing is interpreted through that. That's why every single person I interact with now on social media, more than 6 months, I'm like, you guys need to leave and change, because your lens is completely corrupted. You can't see anything from any other angle anymore. I'm saying it happened to me within 3 days of creating a video game and spending hours on it. How many hours do you guys spend a day at work? Exactly. So what they then did was every single thing that I was doing then, they were trying to be like, well, this is an idea. This is an idea. This is a possibility. This is a creation possibility. This is a creation possibility. This is a path. This is something. Oh, how could they do that? This is not a bad idea. You guys see that what it does is then you have ideas, you get baited to excess, but then they start actually attacking the things that you're consuming. They're like, oh, look at that. They made a design error right here. You can now see it. Think of it like you guys are like a pro soccer player, and now you're playing with like the amateurs. They're still really good, but they make a lot of level is so much higher that now you see them. You don't care because you're like, oh, we're just playing for fun right now. Like think you were playing like with your dad or something, and your dad wasn't a pro player, but he was pretty good. But you're like, dad made a mistake there, dad made a mistake there, dad made a mistake there. Do you guys get it? But now you see it because you understand more. So what they do is when you're like you're playing soccer with your dad, all of a sudden you're playing and literally they insert into your head like, wow, your dad is really bad. Look at that mistake right there. And I'm saying that's what happens when we stay in one place too much time. Our lens gets corrupted, and then they use that to corrupt other things, because they actually force insert a thought into our head when other people make mistakes, and you're like, it doesn't matter, they're just starting, it's okay, there's no problem. But I'm saying that's how they do it. And even well-designed video games that I enjoyed excessively a month before, because I decided 3 days in a row to either stream or 3 days in a row to create my video game, I'm saying they started attacking. I look at this design error, or oh, the only benefit here is to either learn stream knowledge or a new idea for you to design to take as inspiration. Do you guys see? That means that I can't enjoy the experience anymore, just as like I want to just play the game and appreciate for what it is. Doesn't mean that once in a while I can't be like, wow, that's a really cool segment right there. How did they create that? How did they write that story segment? How did they develop that character? How did they design that graphic? How did they create that animation? How did they create that mechanic? How did they create that strat? You guys see, like, doesn't mean that once in a while we can't have that. But what they do is they bait us to excess to stay in one bubble for too much time. And then that's all we see. It's our self-created bubble, and we don't understand that. So then they use that to start ruining every single thing around us. And it's because of that. So that's why I created distance from streaming. That's why I created distance from developing my video game, because they were using that to create sorrow and misery, because then I would play something or do something that I really enjoy or was looking forward to. And then when I did, they cause me to feel sorrow and misery, and they can manipulate our emotions if they're desperate enough. Just so you guys know, sometimes you're doing something you enjoyed yesterday, but today you don't enjoy it. They're actually causing you to feel that way, which means that if you just waited and did it the next day, you're going to feel amazing and think this is a great experience. But right now, you're going to think it's bad. And I'm saying they can actually do that. It's possible. And you see, guys, it gets complex. There's so much to learn. Then you realize, like, wait a minute. They can control that? I'm like, yes. So I'm saying because I learned all this, they punished me. And because I exposed it consistently over and over again, they punished me. So they started taking my for what's. So now I didn't have a for what for healing. Now I didn't want to do it for myself anymore, because, well, I already have over 250 hours of stream talks and videos that I can re-listen for myself. I know it's not good to always go back, because we should always was just doing it for myself. I can't listen to those because it gets the same benefit that I need, really, which is I just use it to reinsert my own voice, to remember who I am and what I'm capable of, to get rid of all their poison that they inject into me. And if I consume too much or hear too much of another voice, like let's say on social media or something, and I can just move forward correctly. But what I'm telling all of you is that then they started weaponizing that. But so then, what, if I use this to heal? Do you guys get it? That means that now it's a need. It's a reliance. So I created distance from all those things. But then I realized, I'm like, well, wait a minute. If I just re-listen to my own stuff, and there's no reason for me to heal other people anymore, because they make sure that I will never be able to, through a million different ways. They have so many ways, you guys have no idea. For most, they just have to present one negative at the correct time, and it shuts them down completely. And that just makes sense. If all of a sudden right now, guys, there's tornadoes, water spouts that appear all around you. The moment I'm trying to teach you guys this knowledge, do you guys get it? You won't be able to focus anymore on the tornadoes or the water spouts. It's over. Or on this knowledge. You're going to be worried about your survival. So all they have to do is present something that creates that feeling of fear of survival. And then it's over. You can't ever focus again. So do you guys see? This is what led me to this, because I'm like, wait a minute. I just don't feel like streaming anymore, because I have no for what anymore. Yet I'm doing this today, so that should make you guys question. I had no for what anymore, because I didn't want to just use it for knowledge. I didn't want to use it just for myself. I have that elsewhere. And I can't use it to heal people anymore, because I know they're going to prevent me. So I stopped doing it. I stopped temporarily creating my game because, well, that one was a protection mechanic. I didn't want them to ruin it. And also, I want to start just developing it and taking one step forward, creating a segment, moving on. And you guys see, like, that's really the key to everything. We just have to create and move on, create and move on, create and move on, create and move on, move forward as we're learning. But sometimes we have to protect ourselves. So timing matters. But anyway, so that's how I got to this. Because I realized, I'm like, guys, now to ground it a little bit more for you guys. That's my background. That's how I got to this. Because I think it's important that people understand that we get to something for a reason. It's because things are presenting and we're dealing with things that make us realize things or try to solve something. And hear what I just said, try to solve something. Most of us are just responding to bad. So that means that the lessons that we're uncovering and the lessons that we're reaching is because we're responding to the bad that's being presented to us. Yet that means that we're only learning things when they decide. Once I stopped streaming, and currently I'm trying not to interact with people outside, and that means that I'm not on video, I'm not talking to any girls right now, I'm not going outside. Do you guys get it? That means that actually I didn't care about my appearance anymore. I didn't care about wearing my outfits anymore. I didn't care about all these things because my for what was gone. If I had a girl with me right now, I would have done those things regardless if I wasn't streaming anymore. But because I don't, do you guys get it? My for what is gone. Yet most of you guys don't realize that. Like, the moment it's gone, you don't do something anymore. Unless you find a new for what, but you have to always have a for what. That's how Earth actually operates. The only reason why we do things is a for what. It's just that simple for every single thing. It's how it's designed. Why do we drink water? Because we get thirsty. If we didn't get thirsty, we wouldn't drink water. Unless it tastes good and that feeling tastes good gives us another for what. Do you guys understand? Maybe temporary bliss. Maybe it makes us zen and calm for like a minute. So then now the for what of drinking water is not because we're thirsty, but it makes us calm and zen for a minute. You guys get it? Every single thing. The way Earth operates is it has a for what. If at any point you lose the for what, I'm telling you guys, you will never do it again. It's just that simple. I'm telling you guys, I never wear this outfit anymore. Now that I don't go outside and interact with people, and since I wasn't streaming, there's no for what. I don't need, you guys get it? Because I'm not doing it for myself, because I know that I don't need it. There's no significance in this at all anymore for me. Yet some of us would still wear it because it makes us feel better. It makes us maybe feel more confident. It reminds us of when we were thriving, or it reminds us when we overcame something, or you guys get what I'm trying to say? So then the for what is different. I don't care about getting my hair styled if I'm not going to be interacting with a girl. Do you guys understand? There's no for what at all. 0%. I could go outside in my pajamas and completely disheveled because I'm not going out there for a girl. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? There's no for what. But most of you guys can't. It's because there's a for what there. We all need to understand that. If we can't do something, or if we can do something, there's always a for what. And if you don't uncover what that is, I'm saying, guys, the only reason that will make us change how we operate is if a bad presents. It's the only way we will ever change how we operate. If bad presents, if we can't understand our for what, we're just responding to things. What's the for what for eating? Do you guys understand? Survival. What's the for what for money? All of you have lost sight of what that is. Isn't the only reason for it survival? Yet that means that, wait, why are all of us desperately just trying to get more and more and more and more and more? Why are we saving then if we can survive? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? It's because they deviated all of our for whats. If you allow them to deviate your for what, problems begin to happen. To ground it for myself, I was playing a game right now that I've played many times, and each time I play it, it's called Forspoken, but think of it like it's a game that has combat. It's like it has a lot of spells, fire, water, ice, things like that. You can explore a vast world, like a medieval world, a fantasy world with castles, dragons, forests, lakes, things of that nature. And it can also have difficulty, so learning something and story. You guys see, like, there's multiple things there. What I'm trying to get you guys to say is that each time I play it, what I try to do is I try to have, before I call this focus purpose, it still is the correct term, but what I'm trying to get you all to understand is it's a for what? Per game session. When I'm playing that game, it's like, so this time I'm going to try to do the difficult encounters, progression. I'm going to try to learn something. This time I'm going to only play the story parts and experience story. This time I'm just going to explore. I'm going to explore a new area and maybe learn new abilities and new spells that I haven't learned before. See, I'm exploring new. This time I'm going to, what I did today was that you can do, they call them spell challenges. Think of it like, hey guys, if you can drink this water by first pouring it into another mug and then taking 3 sips in 5 seconds, you get an upgrade to your water ability. Now you can drink more water, or your water is more effective. You guys get what I'm trying to say? Most of you guys could understand it through like achievements, trophies, through something of that nature. So you see, it's essentially a task, a checklist. What are we progressing toward? So you see, there's an obvious, evident for what. And I'm saying this time, all I'm going to do is focus on upgrading these spells, doing these custom challenges that they've already self-created in the game, and that's all I'm going to focus on this time, because that was my for what. And I'm saying at first it was great, and it protected me. I was just listening to calm, relaxed, something else that I enjoy, instrumental music, Xenoblade, and it was awesome. But then what happens is, you guys can test it out on anything, is all of a sudden something else presents around us. An A, a B, a C, a D. And one of them was maybe an extremely challenging encounter. And I'm like, ooh, I haven't done that one yet. That one could be really fun. I'm much stronger. Let's try it out. Do you guys see? So first something presents a suggestion, and then you might actually try it out. But you forget what your for what was. I'm like, wait, I just wanted to do the challenges, the spell upgrades. What am I? Oh, well, whatever. This could be fun. Maybe it's just a short little deviation. And then bad begins happening. So then you're like, wait a minute. I remember what I was meant to be focusing on. Why am I being quiet? Because I'm showing you guys what the solution is. I realized, I'm like, wait, what was my for what? I need to do my upgrades. I need to do my spells. There's those challenges. All right. No, we're not going to focus on that battle. So then I moved forward. I kept walking. And I got back to my correct for what? My original reason for doing this, what I knew what I was doing this for. And when that began happening, everything was great again. I felt good. Things were moving forward. Progress was happening. And it still was challenging. It was complex, but it was fun. But it kept, I knew why I was doing what I was doing. It doesn't matter what they do anymore. Do you guys understand? Like right now, they're playing. Now they're skipping my songs without me having any control. It doesn't matter what they do anymore, because I forget my for what. Do you guys get it? It doesn't matter what they do anymore. I cannot forget my for what. Why don't you all want to learn this knowledge? What are you all afraid of? They can't deviate you anymore. Why don't you all want to become that? So, what I ended up realizing then was I started exploring new. Over here, now I'm exploring new. When originally, what was my for what? I wanted to upgrade my spells, my challenges, my powers. So you guys see there was a slight deviation, but I can upgrade them while exploring this newer area. Yeah, you're right. You guys see, so that means that I was kind of on track, but I was already starting to get a little deviated. You see, that's how they start infiltrating, through slight deviations. So then next, there was an encounter. Think of it like we go to some ancient ruins. We bump into some ancient ruins, and it overtly tells us that there's a reward that you will get from this. So like, hey, you guys are gonna get a new mug, a new cloak, a new shepherd talisman, shepherd star, a new star or sun or phoenix picture. You guys get like, they tell you you're gonna get something like that. And you're like, oh wow, yeah, I should do that encounter then, because I want to get that. That's something valuable. It's something that could help me. That's something different. It's a unique reward. That sounds great. But wait, weren't we doing this to this current session exclusively to try to upgrade our spells and challenges, like explore like that and just play like that and have fun, relax? So that means a reward presenting and something new presenting can deviate us. Then I'm like, wait, no. I'll save this one for another time. I go somewhere else. But another one presents, and then this one, there's simpler enemies. So I think it's a simpler challenge to overcome. But I'm like, I can use this. I can get the reward as a side benefit, but I can still focus on upgrading my spells and overcoming these challenges while doing so. That seemed great. Ask yourself, guys, why are they playing another ad? Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Think about how many deviations are happening right now. And nothing is going to happen. So, what ended up happening was it was something simpler, something that I was trying, something easy that and I was still trying to upgrade do the challenges. But you guys see, my focus was on the spell challenges, but that worked when it was easy. But then all of a sudden, after I became the first easy thing, more presented. And when more presented, all of a sudden it got more challenging. What I'm trying to make you guys realize is that then, all of a sudden, I was still operating, trying to do okay, I have to put water into the other mug and then just take 3 sips. But you guys see, you can't operate that way if all of a sudden I'm about to drink water and there's like a snowstorm and wind and lightning and earthquakes. I'm like, I can't even hold the mug. You guys get it? You can't do your way or custom challenges if the difficulty is at such a high level. It's impossible. Because then I lost. And I'm like, all right, let's try again. Now I started focusing more on trying to overcome the encounter. I'm like, you know what? I'll put aside the challenges and I'm just going to overcome this encounter. But wait, that wasn't my for what for playing this session. You guys see, all of a sudden my for what had changed. My for what had changed. And I didn't even realize how it started happening. So then I was making progress, but it had 4 rounds. I thought it was only going to be 1 round, then 2, but then it had four reinforcements of challenges to overcome. And then I'm like, now we're close to the end. And then I failed. And then I actually felt frustration. I felt like, And then you see when that happens, guys, we then feel like rushing. Yet, then all of a sudden, I was like, I need to just leave this spot because what am I doing? No. And then I wanted to just upgrade my spells. I'm like, wait, that was the so then I remembered what my original reason was, my for what. And when that happened, but now I started to say, they had actually successfully deviated me. They actually successfully frustrated me. I call it building a meter. All of a sudden, we don't feel the same way. All of a sudden, we don't care as much anymore. All of a sudden, things just don't matter to us anymore because I'm like, you ruined things. But what if I had only just been focused on upgrading my spells and not trying to do new or get other rewards? Then they wouldn't have been able to do anything. So that example that I conceptualized through a harmless video game that I played wasn't harmless though, because do you guys get it? I understand what happened. That's why it's not harmless for me, because I actually can tell that I'm operating differently, that I've felt like rushing, that I wasn't enjoying something that I knew that I could enjoy as much. That's real. That's to every single one of us in every single thing that we do. Because we forget our for what, but we don't even understand what our. So then they just present things to us, and then we start walking down other paths. And then bad starts happening on those paths. So then we're responding to those bads. So that example right there, I'm gonna grab more water here in a second. I'm gonna talk about it a different way because this segment was bombarded with negatives. Just so you guys understand, this segment, there's so many negatives present right now in my reality that have happened in the last 20 minutes. And I did a great job of surviving it, but do you guys understand this is not how I wanted to talk about this? But you have to just operate. It just doesn't matter anymore. Because for the first time ever, I've realized I'm operating with no for what, but it's dangerous. I can't get deviated, but that's why I guess that's where I'm going to take a 1 minute break and grab more water. But that's really what it is, guys. I realized the reason why I operate the way I do now and why they can't deviate me anymore is because I don't have a for what. I don't care anymore. They can't deviate me. Because all of you do. All right. Grab more water and then let's continue. All right, let's do this. So, let's explain this a different way. How does Earth actually operate? We each have a bubble. We each have a bubble that has been created for us, but that we have also created and reinforced. And for many of us, it's simply the places where we just operate in most frequently. Think of it like my home, the grocery store, and the bathroom. Do you guys get it? Like, that might be my bubble. And maybe some of the websites that I visit, that's my bubble. Like, think of it like if you're looking at yourself from a top-down view, where does your character go? Where does your vessel operate? What are the topics that your vessel explores? What are the activities that your vessel does? That's your bubble. You guys understand? That's your bubble. But what I'm trying to make everyone realize, including myself, is that most of us have a very limited bubble. Despite what we all say, we will never present that because we don't want to seem ignorant or that we live in our echo chamber. But I'm saying we all, unless we become aware of this, are operating with a bubble that is extremely small. So how can you test this out, guys? I challenge all of you to actually go somewhere, either a website or outside, places that I would normally recommend to avoid, because you can get random info presented to you, and you don't want random things presented to you. You want to know what is being presented. To see is that there's people, truly just go like on LinkedIn and just scroll, or on Instagram or anything, just scroll and see the things that people talk about. See the things that people care about. See the things that are people's biggest problems. See the things that are people's dreams, their wishes, what they operate in. And what I'm telling you guys is they're all operating 0.5% of the entire world. The world is one humongous large bubble. Earth is one humongous large bubble, and each of us is 0.5% unless we break free and become aware. Why do you think you guys care about specializations? Only one industry. I'm saying you guys should know every single industry in the entire world. I essentially know almost every industry that's out there. I've spent months learning every single industry. I can talk about every industry. I could hang with the experts in every industry because I destroyed the 0.5% bubble play that they do. All of us, they create it for us, and then we reinforce it because that's where we get rewarded. That's where we get benefits. That's where we are viewed as the best. So all of us stay there. We don't explore anymore, and we don't even consider anymore anything else. The reality can't operate any differently because, well, all we know is 0.5%. We say we are aware of more. Sure, I'm aware that there's a 99% of a bubble out there. I'm aware that there's an ocean think of it like, guys, if we dive under the water, there's a vast universe down there. None of us have explored it. Do you guys get it? I'm saying that is Earth itself. All of us are operating in the smallest bubble. And only specific things that we all know and we all care about. But test it. Go on a random social media website and be like, what is each person's bubble? Just literally just look at a few of their posts and some of their comments and their pictures and stuff like that. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, literally their whole bubble is this sales industry. Their whole bubble is caring about appearance. Their whole bubble is, trying to make more money and likes and get fame. They're trying to get a new car or a yacht or a bus in Scarlet Nexus. And wow, that's it. At no point am I saying it's good or bad. I'm just saying we should all grow beyond that. But once you see that, you're like, oh my gosh, that's their entire bubble. And think of it like, just for you guys, to make it simple, each person is a bubble. Supposedly there's billions and billions on Earth, and every animal is a bubble. And I'm saying, guys, you guys claim you're aware of it, but you don't operate that way. Because if you actually were aware of it and understood it, you would operate differently. When I scroll these sites or go to places and I see other people and I can immediately identify their bubbles, it causes me a little bit of misery. A little bit. I have to fight it, but it's one of their plays that they do because I see people that, I'm telling you guys, their entire world is, oh my gosh, I'm struggling to create a new song. I can't figure out the lyrics. I need to get them just right. Why am I mocking it? Because what I'm trying to make you guys realize is that that's a problem that has been made significant for that person in that bubble. The other billions of bubbles can look at that bubble and say it's insignificant, but for that person, it's not. But really, guys, your lyrics are the problem? What's gonna happen if I get the lyrics wrong? I might only get 9 likes. I might not make as much money. Well, why is that? You guys get what I'm trying to say is that none of those things are problems. But because they have us trapped in the bubble, within our bubble, those things are problems. Within our bubble, those things are problems. If you can operate as if you are inside the Earth bubble, that means there's 7 billion problems. Do you guys understand that your one gonna be is not a problem? None of you have broken free from this. I'm telling you guys, all of you can't even, I just, this is why it hurts me, because I know what everything has been taken from me, and everything I try gets intentionally destroyed or attempted to ruin. And I see people that their greatest problem is like, I mean, I love it, just so you guys understand. It makes me happy. It's a positive for me. But I see like girls posting like, I'm like, I don't know if I should post the red dress outfit or the red sweater outfit. Guys, I don't know. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That is their problems. Those are their problems. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Those are their problems. And yet, it's real for them. I'm not saying the severity isn't there for them, but for someone who's literally had everything killed, everything taken that they've built for 34 years, to see people that are in a bubble so small, so confined, so oblivious, so blind to everything else, that those are their problems. When you see that, you're just like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Because you see, you guys thought I was going in a certain different direction. I'm saying when I see that, it used to make me sad, but now it actually just makes me realize, wait a minute. There is no urgency at all in this earth. There's no bad. There's no rush. We don't have to fight for anything, guys. If there's literally girls that their biggest worry is, should I wear the red dress outfit or the red sweater outfit? Do you guys understand? That means that this world is, but that means that we have infinite time to accomplish everything that we all want. Yeah, it doesn't feel that way, does it, guys? I'm telling all of you. Anyone who attacks when you say something like this is the root of the problem. Because ask yourself, what do we attack, guys? Things that we don't understand. Things that make us feel better. Why are there wars? Why do we go down the path of hatred and revenge? If we understood something, we wouldn't attack. I'm telling you guys that girl who can't decide between the red dress or the red sweater, it's real for her. That's her reality. Do you guys understand? Her Earth, her version of Earth is that. Because she has 10 girlfriends that all care about the same problems. So when she cares that when she's interacting with them, they're all reinforcing those problems. They're all make her believe that those problems are what matter. It's just that simple. Do you guys see? She's trapped in a little bubble that's all she sees and that's all she hears. So then, her mom was the same way. And her mom said the only reason why her dad married her was because she wore red dresses. But she's like, I want to wear the red sweat. You guys get what I'm trying to say? It doesn't matter the severity of it. Her bubble. That's her entire reality, which means that all her decisions, the way she operates, the way she walks, her for what is based on that 0.5% bubble. Well, I need to go to the gym and do exercise so that I can fit into that red dress. I need to earn money from these things so that I can get the red sweater. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? The bubble that is created for us, that we reinforce because it's where we get positives, it's where we avoid negatives, is all we see, is all we know, and that becomes our entire reality. Go anywhere where there's other people and spend every second analyzing their bubble, and I'm telling you guys, you're going to realize how it happens to all of them. And they can't even see it. They can't take a step back and see it. It's their entire bubble, their entire reality, and all their decisions, all their for whats are based on that. Every single thing. And I'm saying we operate in an earth that is a grand bubble that has a million different stories and a million different storylines, different things. And you guys literally think your entire life, your entire reality, your entire world is your job, is your industry, is your focus area. And I'm saying it's the most irrelevant thing about you, each and every one of you. Whatever your focus specialization currently is the least relevant thing about each and every one of you. Because I'm telling you guys, within 2 months of focusing on something else, you can feel exactly the same way that you feel about your current specialization. If I got that girl who cares about the red dress and red sweater right now to be talking to me, within 2 months, she's going to now be like, oh wait, actually it's about music and it's about art and it's about cooking and it's about, wait. Yet 2 months before that, the only thing that mattered was her red dress and red sweater. How is that possible, guys? How is that possible? Yet I didn't tell her those are things that mattered. All I did was encourage her to explore. Because once you shatter your bubble, all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, they created that for me. So I can't see anything beyond that. I'm telling all of you, every single person that is hyper-focused on one industry or one specialization, they created that bubble for them and now they're stuck. And for most of them, all they have to do is, you can't climb the ladder in said industry if you switch, or in life, because if you switch, you have to start over from the beginning, so no one would ever do so. So they keep them stuck in that bubble, which means their lenses, they can never interpret things in any other way. They can't even explore. Reality is more than your guys' bubbles. So now when I see that, because like I said, before it was their torture play, because I was seeing people that I know what I've dealt with, and I know what I deal with every single day. My reality has changed 1,000,000% more difficult in the last 2 years. Every day gets even more difficult as I learn more knowledge. Because as you climb the ladder, as you climb Jacob's ladder, Xenoblade 2, reach the heavens, they up the difficulty because now you can handle it. So what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is, before when I saw, I was happy for them. Do you understand? It made me happy because I'm like, oh my gosh. Think of it like you guys go to a playground and you see a little kid that literally gets so much joy sliding down the slide and they laugh. And I'm like, again, let's do it again. And it just makes you so happy because you're like, oh my gosh. That's their level currently. And that is fucking awesome. I wish I could go back to that. It makes you happy to see that those are their greatest fears. Those are their greatest struggles. Those are their greatest problems. Those are their joys. It's a great thing. You guys see, like, so it would make me happy. So then they didn't want that. It wasn't meant to make me happy. So then they started weaponizing it by making it be something that when I see that, they're like, why is it that they get to enjoy life like that, but you can't? Oh yeah, that's right. Because we took everything from you. And I'm saying those thoughts would populate in my head without me doing anything the moment I would see like their post or you guys are fucking assholes. So then I defeated that. But then what was next? Is that then I realized is that they don't see more. They don't understand more. They can't even contemplate more. And because that's how I defeated it, by realizing that, like, wait a minute, I can see where they're at. I can now see where they're at, what their bubble actually is. And I'm like, oh my gosh. That's all it is for them. So when that happens, I thought that I could help them. I thought I could pop their bubble and make a bubble out there. There's so much more to this world. You can see so much more. You guys are more than that insignificant thing. Like your guys' role, your guys' job, your money, all that stuff, those don't mean anything. Those are literally just little tools, fuel to use to help you take one more step. That's it. There's nothing else to them. And you guys think it's everything. The red dress or the red sweater example is literally just one out of a million things about you. You know, that girl made it her entire identity. So I then took the approach and I'm like, well, I need to help them. I need to help them. I need to make them realize. I need to make them realize how good they are, how capable they are, how incredible they are, that they can achieve anything, that they are more than who they are, that they're a good person, that all the insecurities and the things that they're not good. And I was like, okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make them realize how good they are. When I took that approach, it was good at first. But then I realized that if I ever stop interacting with them nonstop, that they revert within days. Because since they actually haven't, you guys, if I'm interacting with them, their bubble expands. But the moment I'm not there, their bubble retracts because they actually haven't deviated the source of their bubble. So think of it like if you guys are trapped in a bubble because of your family, well, if you never move past that bubble, it doesn't matter. Like free, the moment you go back, you're now back in the bubble. Since you don't understand your for what for everything, you can never break your bubble. I'm telling you guys, I thought healing was the answer. But then they had created urgency inside of me, which was, we need to help them. We really need to, because you guys see, like, I called it the other day, the lost lamb effect. Like, you just know that they're a lamb that's walking toward the machine that's going to destroy them, that's going to kill them. They're just lambs walking towards slaughter. Zanza, it's just cattle that's draining their energy. And I'm like, that's literally what it is. They were just being built to do that. And you're like, guys, come on, wake up. But you see, now, because we see all the little negatives that are around them that are causing that, and we want to protect them, we want to help them. Because we can't. And I'm saying when that happened, do you guys see, now I thought that there was urgency. Now I thought that I needed to do this. I needed to help them. But then I realized, you see, because then I created distance. You see, like, now my lens got deviated for good, to be a better person and a better, more light person, a more healer person. But hear what I'm saying. I got deviated based on the negatives that were happening to other people. So leads me to the for what can be for good or for bad. And I'm saying my for what was being created because of bads that were happening to other people. So when I realized that, I realized I needed to take a step back. And I was like, hold on. Why do I have this urgency to tell them, to make them remember, to make them realize how good they are, to make them be more capable? So when I created distance, and then I looked at the same things that I thought were urgent and problems a day or two before. Think of it like I'm just gonna use social media just because you guys probably know some characters on there, repeated characters in your guys' social medias. You might not even know them personally, but you guys you kind of are learning who they are based on their behaviors and their bubble from that. And you're like, oh my God, I need to help this person. Then you create distance. You start trying to figure out you for what. You start starting to piece together this whole bubble knowledge and how it connects to the grand. You go back and you see them and you're like, wait a minute. You're allowed, hear what I'm saying. You're allowed to talk about these things. You're allowed to interact this way. You're allowed to, the greatest problem is the red dress or the red sweater. You see, like we start understanding actually what their bubble is. And like seeing, because like then essentially think of it like they have to do something that makes us understand the harmlessness of everything. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought there was urgency. I thought this world, like your bubble is in danger. I thought like your bubble is gonna get hit by like lightning bolts and it's gonna electrocute the water and you're gonna get Riku. So you see, when that moment happens, all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute. Your bubble is like 0.1% of the entire world. There is no urgency at all in anything, in any storyline that any of you guys are doing. I'm telling you guys, I'm going to talk about it even more calm now because most of the attacks are gone. Just so you guys understand, if you see a big deviation from this point forward, is because I was just under attack for the last hour or however much time I was streaming. There was very active present attacks in my reality, in my vicinity, through multiple sources. So you have to operate differently. You just have to. I know when I'm going to re-listen to this, I'm going to be proud of how well I handle it. But I'm telling you guys, there were active attacks. You can't operate the same way when there are. Yet I still found a way. But what I'm telling you guys is that all of a sudden you see that, like, you realize, like, wait a minute. There's no urgency to help these people anymore. I can. There's no you guys understand? There's no downside other than it changes my reality. So I might encounter different things. I might experience different things. That could lead to downsides. Most of our decisions that we do day by day, each and every single one of us, is because we think that there's an inherent need and urgency behind them. The for what gets created for us. Do you get that? Going back to now my example that I said with the Forspoken and the spells and the challenges is that, you see guys, our for what got deviated for each of us and whatever we're doing. So it makes us all of a sudden feel like we need to. I'm saying old version of myself. I have to still constantly defeat it. Is that all of a sudden I learned some new knowledge, or I experienced something. I'm like, wow, that's actually something I would love to share with everyone, because if they learn this, it's going to help so many people break free or develop more and heal. Then I'm like, wait, there's no urgency. I could share this. There's no downside to it, unless it starts, because you see, but the risk though is then it starts deviating me, because then I can start walking down a path. All of a sudden I'm like, website or I'm streaming, well then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and wait, what was I originally going to do? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So that's the risk. It could lead to negatives. I'm saying even something, if it doesn't lead to negatives, there's no urgency. I'm telling you guys, there's no urgency. We all are like, oh my gosh, the world is so bad. There's so many bad things happening like this. Just to throw this out here, because I literally said it to myself earlier today, but I'm just throwing it out for people to think about, just to make you guys realize how ridiculous this world is. I now understand the purpose and the reason for terrorists. What's the for what? For weapons, for militaries, for security. Because bad. What if no one attacked people? What if the only way this? Okay, let's just, since most of you are like, this is impossible. I'm like, no, it's not. But let's just say the only way people could cause harm to other people is through words. There's nothing else we could do. Well, then, weapons, anything, any physical tools that can harm someone would be completely useless. People are like, no, there's none. It's only through words. Do you guys see? Well, then, the military wouldn't be necessary anymore. We wouldn't need military technology and fighter planes and battleship civilization. And do you guys get what I'm trying to say? The only reason why we need those things, the for what, for the bad exists. If there was no bad, those things wouldn't have a need. So let's say if the terrorists were gone, guys, if enemy militaries were gone, if everyone was just allies and there was no enemies, and we couldn't harm each other anyway, countries couldn't like invade each other and had no intention to, then there's no reason, there's no for what to building a military, to getting troops, to getting a phalanx, to getting a spearman, to getting a rifleman, Star Wars Galaxies, to getting a catapult, to getting, like, do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? If you take something's for what, then there's no reason. Which means that you either have to create. Now, what you guys are going to realize, if you go back to my example of how I said each time I play a game, I create my own for what. Through my own experiences, or just what if it's already a crafted experience, I'm like, I make sure that my focus is on that for what. This time my for what's going to be the story. This time my for. So you can do that. So you get like, hey, could we create the military stuff and just use them as almost like a game? But it's not. It can't actually harm anyone. Think of it like plastic toys, or like foam swords, or like a foam shield. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? We could do something like that. But then it would be to create a game. We're not doing it in response to the bad. We're doing it as a game. People are like, but we spend billions of dollars on military. I'm like, yeah, it's just for a game, guys. You guys think they still would spend billions of dollars if it's just for a game and it doesn't make them seem more worthy or more powerful as a country? Do you guys really think the United States would care to be the most powerful military country in the world if it was just people just viewed it as a game and it's just used for playthings as adults that want to play like that, using foam swords and foam shields and foam guns and stuff like that? Do you guys think they still would focus on it as much? Do you guys still think that they would operate that way? Most of the money investment would be on that. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? If there was no bad, there'd be no for what? So I've asked this question to many people, and a lot of people get mad. And I'm saying it's because they don't understand. I'm telling you guys, when people get mad, when you say something or present some knowledge, I'm not an attack at them. Just so you guys understand, not an attack at them. You're not even talking to them. You're not even saying they are bad. You just present knowledge. When they attack, what I'm saying is because they don't understand. And it causes them a reaction, and how the world operates is they're making them attack to feel better. There's something else that makes them attack to feel better. It's actually just because they're not healed. So what I'm trying to make you guys realize is that if I ask someone, like, would you guys continue to do what you do today? Whatever 0.5% bubble, think like your guys' role, if you didn't get paid for it. Because we don't have to pay for shelter, for food, for water, for electricity, for sleep. All those are guaranteed. I'm telling all of you that most of you wouldn't. Because I took away your for what? If I take away your for what in almost everything, guys, I'm telling you guys, unless you learn how to create your own, there's just no reason anymore. But yet, what I'm trying to make everyone eventually come to the realization to is, what they do is they take away our for what, they present bad. And then they put our for what out of reach, and they keep reminding us of it, but they have the bad right there, preventing the for what. At least we think so. Usually it is true though, by the way, guys, because if you might be smart and try to walk around it, be like, oh, I'm gonna go this way, I'm gonna go this way to get there. But you're gonna realize that every time you try to go around, they prevent your methods. This is what I realize what they do to me. They prevent your methods so that essentially the only way to go back to your old for what that you want, that you know that they took from you, is you have to go through this created bad that they intended. So think of it like, guys, the United States wants to help some place. They try to do it diplomatically or peacefully, without money or without this. But every time they try that, they experience. But what they want them to do is they want them to solve the problem through war, through military force. Because they want them to develop that. Do you guys get hear what I'm saying? They want them to develop that. So they created that for bad, but they put their for what behind the for bad. And then it forces them to develop their and focus on the military stuff. And then they're going to get there. And when they get there, just so you guys know, if they eventually finally succumb to it and say, I'm going to do it, they're going to overcome it so easily. Just for myself, money. If tomorrow I decide, fuck it, F it, I'm just going to go down that path, I'm going to just win. I'll figure it out some way, just so you guys understand, because I'm so detached from it, I could figure it out so quickly. And I'm telling you guys, I know it's what they want, which is what scares me about it. It scares me because that's what I'm saying. It's like how they got the United States to focus on military is because of the wars that they went through. The Revolutionary War against Britain, Boston Tea Party, right? Think about stuff like that. Abraham Lincoln. Then they had World War I, then they had World War II, then they had Pearl Harbor, then they had the battle against the terrorists, and they had, Germany. Like, you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like, this country, the United States, got created to be a military force. It didn't just happen organically. Therefore, what got created for them? And now it's become their bubble. What else is in that bubble? AI, capitalism, money, fame equals worth. But it's all attached to, what does fame get us? Money, power, influence. What does, you guys get it? It's like they created this bubble for them, and now these are all the things that matter. And so now what their worth is, now it's what the values are, which means that they can't see beyond that. If some place came and said, it's actually about this, it's about the art, it's about the culture, it's about this stuff, they're like, yeah, those things are cool, but you can just pay money to go somewhere that has that and appreciate it. But that's all. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that the bubble got created for them. So even though it's this powerful nation with such a melting pot of people, the United States, I would say, has actually the smallest bubble out of any country in the entire world. But then you have them as the star in the distance. So then now everyone else, all the other countries, all the other bubbles, want to be like that bubble. That's so now this happens just with in our friend groups and our families. Think about like, oh, which is the brother or sister that's winning? Which is the friend that's winning? Which is the company that's winning? Do you guys get it? This happens everywhere. I'm just conceptualizing through the country example right now, but it happens everywhere. Video game developers, artists, songs, athletes, every single thing. So then everyone's like, I need to get to that bubble. I need to be like that. So then you guys see the only thing, they pop their bubble, but all they do is they say, let me grab that bubble. So then they think that they're widening their perspective, that they're seeing so much more, that they're contemplating so much more, that they're considering so much more. But all they're considering is what has got installed in them as what's winning. So they just take that 0.5% and they go, Brook. So now their 0.5% has an additional 0.5%. Now it's 1%. But they believe that they add more. And I'm saying now their entire bubble is 1%, but now it's confined. Now there's actually a box around it. Now there's actually a box around the for what. Because what ends up happening is now they can't even see anything else. Before, they saw else, but they just didn't think it was possible. Now they see else and they look down upon it. They view it as wrong. They view it as bad. They view it as a hindrance. They view it as negative. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Because since now they know what's winning, since now they view something as good, anything else, like, just so you guys know, even though I know it's the answer, not to use money, not to care about money, I'm saying it happened to me. I view it now that as the ultimate evil, because it is. It's the root of all the problems. But do you guys see that? Even myself, I'm in a box there. But it's so much more vast because I can consider so many more angles. The only reason why I destroyed me, and that's how they corrupt every single person. You see, it's because I can, but I'm still, you guys see, I still am trying to see other angles. I'm like, and then I test what happens when you actually start modifying your limits, and would you let in, make things a little easier? We do this, and I'm experimenting in harmless things like games and cooking and foods and stuff like that to see what would happen if I actually let in money and other tools like that. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I see exactly how. Do you guys see? Like, I'm experimenting to conceptualize. But I'm telling you guys, other people, once they let in what they know is what's considered as winning, the 0.5%, then it creates the box around them. So now, if I say, well, let's nope, nope, that's stupid, you're bad. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that now they can't see anything else anymore, because now their lens not only got created, they're still in their old 0.5% of the bubble. Whatever industry they are, whatever it is, that's all they know. If I'm a video game creator, if I make music, if I'm a writer, that's all they know. Do you guys see that anything they experience, they view through that lens? So that means that if right now I told a story, about some characters that are exploring ancient ruins because they're trying to figure out their significance because they don't even know how they got created or who they are. They just woke up one day and trying to develop emotion and understand what they are and who they are. And I kept going and kept going. If someone was a writer, they would be like, wow, look at that. He knows how to develop characters. He knows how to develop a plotline. He knows. You guys get what I'm trying to say, that would be their focus. If someone is a musician or an artist, they'd be like, wow, interesting that he chose to play this song. Do you guys hear it? See, now I'm making you focus on that. And he chose to play this song. Wait, does that represent a game that has this, a game near Automata, something that talks about significance and purpose in life? They might be focusing on the music more. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that that lens gets created for us, and without us even realizing it, that's how we interpret everything as. That's why I'm saying we have to explore and experiment in everything and do multiple things. And if we go down one path too much, then we have to deviate just temporarily, just so that we don't get, because I realized that's how they were ruining things in my reality. Because I catch it the moment I'm like, oh my gosh, and now I'm interpreting everything more. So doesn't mean that I can't be like, I'll interpret a little bit from the music, I'll interpret a little bit from the writer angle, from the creator, from the designer. Yes, I can do that. But you see, I'm being intentional about it. How often do you guys operate intentional? And then two, I realized, but wait, the go-to is still, like, if I've been only creating games right now, that I interpret it, I view everything as that. If I've only been streaming and healing people, everything that I experience, I'm like, wow, that's a really good lesson. I could extract that and talk about that and teach some really knowledge. So I'm saying that happens to all of us, 0.5% of the bubble. What happens next is they find the ideal, the 0.5% somewhere else, the optimal, and they make us take it. But you guys see, we can't become that yet for many reasons. So we know what, and it's usually based on a metric. So like, oh, that video game won. I think of it like in MMOs, massive multiplayer online games. World of Warcraft became that. It was so, and it was extremely well designed. They really did a great job. I'm not saying it was a bad game, but other games, like I think there was a old MMO back in the day, Star Wars Galaxies, started modifying and changing their development because they wanted to World of Warcraft because they wanted more users, they wanted more money, they wanted more fame, they wanted more recognition. Their product was absolutely incredible because they had the right vision. They were focused on who they are and what they do. But then they started, for what got deviated? For money, for the optimal. And I'm not saying that there were many things they could have improved. There were many things that they could have taken inspiration from World of Warcraft and then added it to their own and then kept going their way and make it even better. So you guys see, there is some power in that, absolutely. But what I'm telling you guys is that what happened is that 0.5%, the World of Warcraft bubble, the ideal, think of it like the best way to make songs, the best way to design something, the best way to create something, got attached to theirs. And now, all their decisions, all the way they view things is, well, we don't have it like that, we don't do it like that, we don't do this like that, we don't do it like that. Well, how can I get more like that? How can I do this? Which means that then if someone else presents like, well, why don't you, isn't that who you guys are, what you guys believe in? Like, no, it would prevent us getting to be more like World of Warcraft. So you guys see, every country now in the world is operating like, well, if I don't do this, well, then we're not going to be following in the United States footsteps. I talked about it with imports. Like, why do we import other people's products? We think they're better. Otherwise, we wouldn't. Doesn't mean, oh, well, it's just we don't have an equivalent. I'm like, do we need an equivalent? Here's one for you guys. Just throwing out, this is a random interrupt for myself, but if there's, and I'm saying that spirits share our vessels, if they're present around us, can more bad things happen to us? Without them actually physically doing something to us? because their spirit can do things to us indirectly. Just something to think about. Even technology. Because I'm saying, guys, things got a lot more quiet. And maybe they got frustrated, but I'm saying that when one variable changed, everything changed. So, the United States, guys, that example is what I'm just making you all realize that happens to all of us. They take our for what without us even realizing, because we don't. Because that's really what it comes down to. Because we're in such a small bubble, since we're all trapped in a small bubble and we can't see beyond it because it got created for us, and for good reason. For good reason. Do you guys understand? Like, for myself, like, just the way I was raised, the way I grew up, I lived in 6 different countries growing up. My dad was a diplomat and ambassador, so we lived in third world countries, so I got to see a lot of different cultures, a lot of different perspectives. I got to see the world. I got to travel. So you see, like, travel mattered more to me. Getting to understand people's background and the context and who they are and what matters to them and stuff mattered to me, and like appreciating culture and you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Like those things got built up for me. I already had a much more significant bubble than most because of my experiences. I was fortunate. Do you guys get it? I could have been born into a completely different variable and never left my hometown, and you guys see my bubble would be smaller just because of that. I was fortunate. I appreciate that, but at the same time, do you guys get it that it started crafting some of the things that matter more to me, like travel and things of that nature? Like but it mattered more to me not because of how it makes me look, but because of who I am, because of what I've experienced. Do you guys see? So, but that means I'm also more good at it because of that. If I travel, I can see more, I can appreciate more, I can explore more, I can understand more than other people who haven't. So if I focus on something related in that area, you guys see, of course, the results are going to be better. I'm not saying that that's necessarily wrong, but why do we care more about results? Do you guys see? So most of us then get baited to want to work in a specific industry or a specific area because, well, we know we're going to do better. And I'm like, why does that matter? Do you guys see? We care about money, we care about those results, things of that nature. But what I'm trying to make you all realize is that gets created for us without us even realizing it. And then we reinforce it because, well, it's safe, because we know we're going to do better there. Because it's just fun. Like, for example, for myself, I know I focus more on video games because I've had so many positives over 30 years. I started playing them when I was like 3 or 4. My parents didn't maybe want me to, but I did because my brother and sister had them. And I used them to learn so much. Like, they became more than games for me. I used them to learn. I used them to, you guys understand, like, I understand how to create new for what's within them. So they became one of the most powerful tools for me to develop, to explore, to evolve, to heal, to do so much. So could that be a tactic for everyone? Yes, but do you guys see, first you have to break free from them, from your bubble, back to something to do that. So I'm saying, like, if you guys all left your current realities, your current bubble, and realized all the things are not problems and there's so much more to the world, then you could go back to something way later, return to it, and use it for other things. I know that I could use this stream format to talk about anything. I could use it to talk about game design, about balancing, about how to create music. I could do that, and sometimes I weave it in. But you guys see, it's not my for what. It would be a bonus. But then I could start getting deviated by that. But I'm just using that as an example to showcase to all of you that that's something that you all could do. They take our for what, then they create the, and then we get deviated. And usually it happens because they start presenting a path that makes us believe we can get a reward, or something that we care about, or something that we know is good, or something that could be a new experience that we want to explore. But if we forget what our for what was, then we do what they want. I'm telling all of you that the way Earth actually operates is the only reason why each and every one of us does what we do in every single thing is because there's a for what present. The moment the for what is gone, I'm like, just binary, guys. If you're empty nesters, parents, their kids are now grown-ups. If they're not living with them anymore, their for what is gone. Yet, some of them will try to still parent, and they even say things like, I'm just, I'm always going to be a parent. I'm always going to, you guys get it? Because that was their for what. So then when the path begins building again for them, the for what gets created again. So that's why they operate that way. But I'm telling all of you, it gets taken from all of us. But for most, they lose that because, well, they only were parenting when the physical proximity was there. They lose that afterwards because they stop growing, they stop evolving. So then the child surpasses them. I'm saying that's bad. We should always just be continuing both aligned, the parent and the child, as equals. And each just giving each other knowledge in the areas that we can. But since they stopped growing and stopped evolving, if they try to parent, if we're up here and they try to parent us, you're like, all right. I'm not going to get lost, but I want people to understand that, is that our for what gets taken. So then we should stop doing it. You're not going to parent if you don't have a kid. You guys aren't going to care to get like a pencil or a graphing calculator or a school backpack. Like think about the one from Germany that had the toys, or in Germany there was like these cool little like pencil crayon bags that you could get to store them. Like think like artists, like those cases that you could have all like your tools in. If you're not gonna draw anymore, well, you don't need those things. If you're not gonna write anymore, you don't need those things. If you're not gonna do math anymore, you don't need those things. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? If your for what gets taken, and you don't know how to create a new for what, or you don't now find a way for what again, because if you do, then you're gonna need those things again. So for just to make it pretty evident for myself, if I had another girl and she got pregnant, I would have to make a decision. I'm like, well, how is our kid going to be born? Do I want to risk just, being in some ancient ruins in the forest and having her do a natural birth? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So then now there's a for what? Like my kid's safety and my girl's safety. So then I might be like, well, do you get a midwife? Do you get do I learn everything about the birthing process? I already learned a lot. And do I figure out how to do that so that I don't need to spend any money? Or do I just pay for money for the hospital? But wait, why do we have to pay for childbirth and stuff like that? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Necessity? Why would we gate that behind money? Huh? Oh wait, that creates a for what? Do you guys see? Because the for what gets created for either good or in a response to a bad. Why do we need to spend on military and protections and security? Because, well, there's thieves, because there's terrorists, because there's evil people that are going to harm us. So that's why we need those things. If those things didn't exist and we didn't know those things existed, then we wouldn't need that. Well, so you're telling me the only reason why I would need money is because there could be bad that could happen that I need the money for. Because the money could resolve the bad or prevent potential bad. So that means that I don't need it to determine my worth. I don't need it to think that I'm good. I would bad. So you guys see, that means that so how could, just so people understand how they're doing it to me, because they've been trying to dangle good in front of me to try to get me. And I'm saying that that's actually working better than the bad play, because I'm saying we shouldn't need bad. It's creative for what? But the way they're trying to force me back to the system to start earning money is through bads. That's how they've been trying for years now. They're like, well, if you're not going to earn money and exploit people, then we're going to start causing you bad so that you need to start earning more money so that you can solve the problems, because we're going to make sure that they only can be solved through money. Because otherwise, I'm telling you guys, like, if your survival is guaranteed, it doesn't matter if you're getting tortured. There's no need for money. They're like, well, then you're not going to be able to get any nice things. Like, there's games that I'm playing, them like, there's like, think of like an expansion or like the next set of the next movie. Like, you watch movie 1 and you want to watch movie 2 because it's great. And you're like, I'm not going to get it. Because even though it'd be fun and it'd be great, I don't need it. Because I can find something new, maybe for free, that can fulfill the for what. It won't be the same, but it can fulfill it. You guys get what I'm trying to say? The for what can be filled. But you guys are going to start realizing that you don't do anymore. Because I'm like, there's certain things that games that I play, things that I read, music that I listen to, that have create certain paths and certain situations that open things up. So now there's a for what for that. Like, for example, like, there's some games that I played that I'm like, I'll listen to background music, but because it doesn't really have music. But if other games that I'm playing have a really powerful soundtrack and the music is a great part of the experience, I won't have other music playing. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So then I'm like, wow, I'm listening to a lot less other music because I'm trying to keep my focus is occupied. So I'm always trying to be doing something. So if I'm always doing something, I'm listening to less music. I listen to music when I create things. So like right now, or like if I'm sharing knowledge. But if I was doing that less, I'm like, wow, you guys get what I'm trying to say? It's like, if you start taking for what? Because and even the for what is just, think of it as like the opportunities for something. I'm like, wow, if I'm playing League of Legends, a game that's not about music, I listen to more music because it doesn't have the focus isn't on the music that they have in the background. It's something else. But when I'm playing my single player games that have more a crafted soundtrack, I don't want to lose that. So do you guys see? I'm like, wow, I'm actually listening to less music. Oh, but I listen to music when I sleep. But then I'm like, sometimes I don't want to have certain musics playing while I sleep because, well, they can start paths for us. They can affect our mental world. So that means I could have a million songs that I won't listen to anymore if I take away. Yeah, I'll say it. It's a personal, but I'll just throw it out because they got put into my head. It's not a bad one. You know me when I was a kid that said one of the only reasons why I enjoyed driving was because I got to listen to music. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? It was an opportunity to listen to music because I couldn't do other things. Sometimes, like, think of it like back in the day, I used to call my girl when I had one and I talked to her, like when I was driving or something like that. So you guys see, or maybe like your parents or something of that nature. You guys see, like, there's a for what now? Like, there's an activity that we do and it creates openings for things. That's how it works, guys. Do you guys see? Like, we don't even understand that. But if all of a sudden you stopped driving, or what made you drive? Do you guys get it? For most people, it's like work or going somewhere. But what if you had all those things already around you, so you didn't need to go anywhere? So like, think like remote work, guys, or like maybe you're not working right now, or maybe that all you guys think like Amazon, right? Everything is delivered to you. Well, then you guys don't have to go anywhere anymore. So when that happens, I don't know why, but I'm not listening to music anymore, because where you were slotting that in was because that activity had an opportunity present because your for what was just to get to a destination, but now the bonus there got added. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? I'm trying to explain this in so many different ways so that it makes sense. Because I've pieced this together years ago, but never in this format. I knew this, but I couldn't understand it yet. So I'm saying people laughed at me when I said that, but I'm like, it's real. That's how we all operate. We don't even want to think about it, but that's how it is. Which means that if you take away the for what, if you take away the thing, like the vessel or the situation that enabled those other things, well, then you're not going to do those things anymore. I'm telling you guys, when I had a girl, I traveled a lot more. When I had the kid, I traveled a lot more. Despite being created, because it meant that I had to worry about my pets and all this stuff like that. But you guys see, like, it didn't matter. I would figure it out. Now I don't have those things because they were taken from me. All of a sudden, I don't travel anymore. Because see, a lot of people do it because they want to appear a certain way. They want to do it for the likes, for the appearances, to seem like they're well-traveled. I'm saying I didn't do it for those things. I did it to experience the world with my girl and my kid. You're just like, why don't you do it for yourself? I'm like, yeah, I could. But do you guys see, I know I can explore so much in different topics, industries, things about the world. But if right now the only way you can really travel is through a gate kept behind money. And I'm like, well, just so you guys know, I'm even saying that now, evidently, but the only thing that would make me even consider bringing back money is the girl and the kid and a pet. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? That means travel, even though it's something I built up my entire life, doesn't matter to me as much as those things. It means that, you see how they can start forcing us to do something though, to create it for what? Since they took those, I'm like, well, why? You guys can't be mad. I'm telling you guys, they're furious. They're fucking pissed off that I'm not doing anymore. And I'm like, you guys created this. You took my for whats. And then they thought that the bad was going to be sufficient to make me do. And I'm saying, bad is not the way. If you have to create bad to make someone develop it for what? But the problem is, it works on 99% of you. That's the problem. I don't know why I'm wired differently, but all of you, it works on. If they take away and then they present the bad, you guys will immediately go, oh, they cause some problems, and then all of a sudden, countries are threatening the United States. We must develop more military. We must improve our AI. That's that. I'm saying, guys, there's no threat. There's no danger. It's what I realized. It's why when I started analyzing other people's bubbles, I pieced together that actually there's no urgency, there's no threat, there's no risk at all in anything. Because 99% of us, 99% of the time, are literally doing completely pointless activities in the grand narrative. When they all add together, they add up to something. But you guys get what I'm trying to say, is that most of us are doing insignificant things 99% of the time. If that affects you, what I just said, then you're vulnerable. It means you're exactly who they're targeting. I even know it. Do you guys get it? I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, I shared a lot of knowledge. I healed a lot of people. I helped a lot of people. Yeah, today I definitely contributed more to the world. But I'm like, yesterday I just played games, but I learned so much. I'm like, but wait, that's how we're all operating. Most of us, like, just not to mock it out of negativity, but to paint the picture. I'm like, there's people that literally think that their entire purpose is to serve food at a food stall. Not even cook the food, just to serve it, to bring a plate to someone. Here you go. And I'm telling you guys, it got created for them, their little bubble, their world. That's everything. All their problems revolve around that, their value, their worth, their importance, everything. It's like non-stop. It's everything. Think about it. Giving people the knowledge that could heal them to solve all their problems versus giving you a plate. Hey, here's your plate, sir. The sir could walk up to the food stall and grab the food themselves. Do you guys see? The server, in this case, is not needed. I'm not saying it's not a benefit, but What I'm trying to make all of you realize is we all begin somewhere. But where the problem happens is they make that server, that person who's doing something like that, believe that their problems are everything, that the things that they're experiencing are the entire world. Yet it's just 0.5% of a bubble. And I'm saying that each and every one of us, the server example, that, hey, here's your plate, it means every single one of us is reality until you break free from the bubble that they created for you. Yes, that means a CEO, whatever, doesn't matter what company it is, if it has one person or if it has $1 billion revenue, it's irrelevant. It's the same thing. It's literally they're a server who has to just bring a plate to someone. Yet it doesn't feel that way for them. I'm saying every single work narrative that's what, and if we hyper focus on a specific industry, that they created the bubble for us, and that's all it is. And all our problems are completely insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but they don't feel that way because they built it up that way, and then we reinforce it because they prevent and they create bad, and then we do exactly what they want to develop the things the way they want. I'm telling all of you, you all could stop doing what you're doing and almost nothing would change. Because after it, at first there's going to be an impact, right? Because all of a sudden there's a missing piece, a missing chess piece. But since most of you guys are actually a fairly insignificant one, because you're making you guys hyper focus on literally, think of it like, I don't know, a laptop, guys, right? Look at your keyboard on your computer. I'm saying, think of it like the tilde sign. You guys are just that. Think about how many keys there are on the keyboard. Oh, guys, I'm missing the escape key. How often do you guys use the escape key? And if you do, is there another way to have that same function? Could I just mouse click somewhere? Could I actually, like, do they have like now a touchpad, like a feel thing with the screen? Can I use that instead? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that they make us think that the escape key is the most important key around. Because it is for us. It's our entire reality. It's our entire bubble. It's our entire life. Yet I'm telling you guys, the keyboard is all of Earth. You guys see how many keys there are? Why is this escape key that important? I'm not saying it is a part of it. Do you guys get it? It is one part of the entire keyboard. Without it, something is missing. I'm saying a missing piece on the keyboard. My piece is not there. Let's say I'm the spacebar. That's a pretty important one, right? Do you guys get it? But there could be ways. You can use the arrow keys. You can do stuff like that. You could find a way to create what that does. But it doesn't mean it's going to be as easy or simple. I'm saying that the spacebar is missing because of what they did. Because I didn't respond to the bad the way they wanted me to. That's a pretty big blow. But doesn't mean that it breaks everything, but it breaks a lot. But you guys get it? I still had to then realize, like, it breaks a lot. It causes a lot of complications, but oh well. My bubble is much larger than the majority, but it's still just a small bubble. My bubble might be 15%, but that means there's 85%. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? But most of you are operating a 0.1% to 0.5, and yet they make you think that it's everything. I'm saying, guys, it's not. You all could literally quit your job. You could all destroy your company. You could all give up every storyline that you're all doing, and the world would still continue to function. The United States could disband and get rid of their entire military, and they could still function and operate. They don't think so, though. Because of all the bad that happened. They're going to be like, oh, well, Japan. You guys get what I'm trying to say? They're going to be like, we can't, because what it... Oh, so it's because bad got created. I'm like, well, try it out, guys. I'm like, for what? Why would we risk getting rid of our military? For what? You guys understand now? We're back to that. For what? I'm like, well, you could reinvest those billions of dollars to get rid of survival costs and food costs for every single citizen in the entire country. There would be zero homeless people. There'd be zero people suffering ever again. You can make education free. The university system should never have become a business. Healthcare system should never have become a business. We don't need competition to make us better. Competition actually keeps us down, because once we find what's ideal and optimal, because we got one once and got told that it's the best, we all now just try to recreate that. Rather, capitalism actually just makes us become clones rather than embracing creativity. So you mean if they didn't spend billions of dollars on a hypothetical defense that they need to prevent a potential bad, that they could use that for other things? I'm not going to get lost there, but I want people to start thinking about it like that, because you guys see, like, the moment I present these things, without us even realizing it, some of us might ask that question, but it happens in everything. It's like, for what? And if it gets taken, if all of a sudden I promised them and I showed them and we created something that made every country realize you're never going to get attacked again. There's no need to ever have a military again. It's not going to do anything. It's going to create that like foam sword and foam shield and like just like a plastic bow and arrow as toys. You guys can do that, but you could create a video game to do that. But if you guys want to do it in person, I get it. Could be fun, I guess. If that makes you guys have fun, go for it. I guess I would use it to play with my kid. But do you guys see, like, oh, see, for my kid, that would be a for what? But if each country knew, would they still continue to invest and focus all their efforts on military? If every danger got removed, all the rebel groups, all the pirates, the hackers, the terrorists, all the got removed, guys, how many industries would just have no purpose anymore? Would we really need cybersecurity specialists if there were no cyber attacks? If the weather never changed again, and it was just always clear skies and sunny, some clouds, temperate, would we need a weather forecaster? Are you guys starting to piece this together? The way Earth is designed, because what I'm trying to explain it in different ways, but what I'm trying to explain it for all of you guys is, you have to view it from a creator, from a designer, from God. You all have to get to that. Not out of hubris, not out of thinking you're superior, but out of to be able to understand this and conceptualize this so that you guys can break free from the bubbles that they've created around each and every one of you. You guys see, like, everyone's like, oh, the only reason why I would do that is because, well, I want to then view that as my worth and that I'm better than people. And I'm like, no, you use it to break free. But the problem is that once you do, you get re-enslaved in a different way. Because once you see everything, once you understand the design, and once you understand the root core issues, where the problems lie, you see, that's where I am stuck, guys. That's where I'm stuck. Because they've designed it in such a way that they've only have specific solutions to things. And I don't want to use those because I know they're the problem. Yet, if all the design is based around that, what can you really do? It sucks. It's fucking. And they're like, oh, well, you're not going to fall prey to it again. You're not going to get consumed to excess. And if you do for a day, we know you're going to interrupt it and you're going to break it and you're going to correct yourself within a day because that's how you are now. I'm like, you're right. But you guys get it? That means that through sufficient bad, through sufficient requirements, through intentional design choices, even if you now know what the root of all the problems are, you might have to actually play that way. I know it's what they've been building up to. I've fought it for years now. And I'm saying that I haven't given up. I'm not giving up, but where the angle that I'm now viewing this as, and for myself, is for what? For what? What's the point of fighting so hard to try to destroy it, to fix the world, to remove money, to make people, to heal people's insecurities, to like do all this stuff? I'm like, for what? It's never gonna change. They're not gonna allow it to change. Not really. Do you guys see? Like, that's why I started healing less. It's why I started helping less. It's why I actually grew to despise people. Because they can't figure this out. If they all figured it out, well, then we could change things. But since they can't, because of the bubble play, they are trapped in their own bubble, and then they've now attached, the only bubble addition they've added is the optimal. So now they can't view anything else, which means they'll never heal, they'll never break free. So I'm like, what's the point? I can try, but you guys get it. Like, for what? Why would I spend years trying to help people that are just going to attack me? Literally. Why would I spend years trying to help these people? For what? And like, it's the right thing to do. I'm like, for what? Do you guys get it? If you say that, I'm saying the for what there, this is why it ruins the game for people. I'm saying it's not easy. This is why you get re-enslaved in a different way. Because then you're like, wait a minute. The right thing to do means that feeling gives me something. It makes me feel like I'm a good person, or it makes me feel like I have impact, or it makes me feel like I'm contributing to the world narrative, like that my life actually has some meaning, has some purpose. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? That the right thing to do, there's a for what there. It's giving us something else, but we all don't realize that. Oh, I helped someone today. I'm like, because it was the right. No, that means there was a for what there. You did it for another reason. I'm not saying it was even a selfish reason, but there was something else there. Something, a for what? It's just that simple, guys. And it ruins a lot of things, because once you see the design and how it's designed, well, you see through it. In a way, that's cool. Because then you operate differently. Because then you realize, wait, most things are freaking harmless. There's no urgency behind the majority of things. I actually can do whatever I want. I can. A lot of the self-limitations I've given myself, I could do this. And it actually wouldn't change anything. It's the sad reality. And it's just really sad. I don't, because I want to believe. Hear what I'm saying? I want to believe that my actions are going to make a difference. That by deciding to not get corrupted, by not getting to access, by not becoming reliant, that it's going to have an impact on other people. But I'm saying, guys, it doesn't. It doesn't. And when I lost that for what, it changes things. I'm saying, guys, I feel a lot less inclined to try. I'll do one of these every so often, but you guys see, like, there are times when I did them every single day. It's because my for what was active, which was I believed I was making a difference. I believed I could heal people. Or there was one time I did it to heal myself. But then once I got healed, then I was on such a positive path of belief for myself that my for what now became, I want to now heal everyone else, because I realized what healed me. It's usually how it happens, guys. I realized what healed me, and now I wanted to give. I'm like, guys, I was at 0, and now I'm at 100 or at 95. days or 8 days, I went from 0 to 95. I'm like, I now want to give. Most people are operating at like 30 to 40. Just so you guys understand, like if I had to rank us 0 to 100 for how healed, so that how well we're operating and feeling day by day, most people are probably around 30 to 40. And when we temporarily are like at 60 to 80, it's because we like got a victory, or we got praise, or we got money, we got a reward that temporarily makes us feel that way. But then the moment, like a few hours later or a day or two later, it goes back to 30 to 40. That's why all of us need to get another product, another TV, another car, another vacation, another trip. You guys get it? So I'm saying I was at 0 because of what had happened in my reality. And within 8 days, I knew I was at 95 because I'd reached 95 once before. Or I reached like 90 once before. And I'm like, holy shit, I feel better than that point. And I thought I was unstoppable at that point. So you guys see, like, I was just comparing to myself. So my 95, I'm like, the best I've ever felt, the most capable. And I have the least, the worst things that are happening in my reality that have ever happened. And this is the best I ever am. How is that possible? It's because I fully healed and I understood everything. I understood the design. So now because of that, I wanted to give that to everyone else. So now the For What got created. But you see, it got created from the bad because I healed myself. And then the good happened, which is like, I want that for everyone else. So then I started streaming every single day, hours and hours, and trying to explain things better, trying to break things down better, trying to do more, trying to do more, trying to do more, trying to do more, trying to do more. Write another comment, write another post, reach out to another person, reach out to my family, reach out to whatever. You guys understand? Like, it just kept escalating, kept going. And are any of those actions bad? No, they were only good intent. There was amazing knowledge. It was great healing knowledge. It was mostly just pure light. It was amazing. Doesn't mean that there aren't some things that I would have wanted to prioritize differently. Sure. Saying overall, it was just good. Yet, do you guys see my For What got created? Because I thought it was possible. But yet nothing actually was really happening, but it's because I believed, because I felt so much better. And then I just wanted to give that to everyone else because I know what I went through. And I didn't want anyone else to ever feel that way again, the way I felt. If I could save one person, I could save the entire world. It was my logic. And it was true. Do you guys get it? Like, if only one person consumed my path and overcame similar things, and now they operate well, and they didn't have to get re-tortured the way I did, they're gonna change their reality permanently. And that is amazing. But I'm saying, guys, I realized that wasn't happening because my way got prevented. It is actively prevented. If I'm not, I know I'm really good while I'm suffering attacks. I'm the best. But when there's no attacks, it's not a brag. I just know what I'm capable of. I can explain things and teach things and guide things and heal and present things in such a way that can make anyone understand and can unlock anything and even help myself. I know I'm the best at this. I would love to teach everyone how to do this. That's not the problem. Because I know I'm not monetizing this. Do you guys understand? But that means that I should be able to succeed from this. If someone's really good at something, it means that we should be able to experience success from it. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? For most of us, we get good at something like, that's why you guys get trapped in your 0.5% of your bubble. So you guys get really good at, for example, at bringing plates to customers. There is skill there, just so you guys know, there really is. Or you get really good at being a CEO, or you get really good at something like that, making music. You guys stay there because you actually experience successes there, so that you can now see you're for staying there is because it enables and allows other things. If you guys wouldn't stay at a job or stay at a role or stay at a storyline if it didn't enable or allow for anything. The For What ceased to exist. Do you guys get it? It's all right. We got this. I'm telling all of you. For what? What's my For What for healing people anymore? That's why I stopped doing it as much. Because I'm telling you guys, it's prevented. Doesn't mean I stopped completely. It's still good. It gets me. If a lot of darkness had been presenting I can boost myself up. But you guys see, then it's more so I'm responding to bad. But doing so out of good, I'm like, no, nothing comes from it. I should be able to experience the world through this. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Because I'm so good at it and so capable at it, I should be able to experience every single storyline this world has to offer through this. And yet what I'm telling you guys, it's not the bubble that they created for me. Which means that it's not the bubble that they want for me to, that will allow all the other stories. Because it's not operating based on the rules of the game. I figured out if I do this, I all the rules of the game and I should still experience success. What I'm saying, guys, is they prevent the success because they don't want us to bypass the rules of the game. They created the bad for the United States to respond to so they become a military nation. I'm saying they created the bad that they wanted me to respond to and I didn't respond to it. I just went around it. I'm like, all right, we moved on. And they're like, what the fuck? And yet you see, guys, I kept developing, I kept evolving, I kept learning, I kept growing. Which means that my narrative, my storyline thing, like this, guys, they kept me down here because of all the bad. Then they presented bad here that they wanted me to learn specific things to solve, all right? I'm saying, because that's what they were creating my for whats. And they kept me trapped in a bubble there. I realized that, I popped in the bubble and I went, troop, 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 and I went around and I'm here. And the bad is still there, you guys, the bad is not gone. But then I just kept going, and I kept going, and I kept going. So you guys see, I'm down, I was supposed to be down here. My narrative is still down there. Here now. Look, like the bad, you guys barely see the bad anymore. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? I'm up here, and the bad is there. So it means they're preventing my reality from moving on from this point, but I'm already up here. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So then I'm like, for what? Because if anyone actually read my things, listened to my things, spoke with me, and just paused and gave my stuff even a 1% chance, they would all not only heal, break free, but they would thrive. And they would realize that their bubble is bullshit. They would break their bubble, and then they would understand all their for whats, and then they would be able to just do. Because they would stop doing things that don't actually matter. Because they would get rid of those, and then they're like, wait a minute, I don't those and those. Well, I don't need to do this, I don't need to do that, I don't need to do that, I don't care about this anymore. Do you guys get it? If you destroy all your insecurity and you destroy what they created within you to have a need for praise, for a need for adoration, for a need to like disprove a negative that gets reminded to you, well then you're like, well then I don't need to get likes, then I don't need to get money, then I don't need to get fame, then I don't need to get adoration, then I don't need to build the biggest company, then I don't need to create AI, then I don't. Do you guys understand? I'm saying that most of us do end up doing those things because they created a bad for us to respond to. And this thing is what our for what? It solves that. I'm saying if you heal it, if you defeat it, all of a sudden you don't have that anymore. So then the significance of everything is gone. Because you're like, why would I do those things? Those things don't matter. I'm just saying, like, if right now, like, if you told me that a girl is watching the stream and she actually believes in self-awareness and drinking coffee and maybe she likes dancing and she's willing to listen to this stuff and I'm just letting you guys see, like, all of a sudden I'm like, well, I'll brush my hair today. I'll just put a little product in. I'll shower. I'll get ready just while I do this. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like, all of a sudden now there's a for what? Think about it, like, if I didn't stream this to the world, guys. If I didn't stream this to the world and I was only talking to myself, I never re-listened to it. I could have the cam on and everything, but it wouldn't actually matter. I could do it in my pajamas, right? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? And I still can. I still can. I know I can now. Do Do you guys you guys hear what I'm saying? That the only reason why I even put 1% effort on those external things is because I'm like, well, maybe a girl will see it, but it doesn't. I don't need it anymore. Do you guys get? But that's my only for what? I'm like, would you guys really care about your appearance if all of us were blind? Do you guys get it? Do you guys get it? If you take away the for what, then what? I'm saying that I got to this because I had to protect myself. I don't know if everyone else is going through this. I hope not. But because of the knowledge that I was exposing and the torture and the punishment that I was dealing with, I'm saying they just wanted me to stop, but I didn't because I hated them for what they did. Because they panicked, got so mad at what I was exposing that, and had pieced together. They thought I knew more than I did. I knew a lot, but I didn't know as much as I do now. So they panicked and they overcorrected, which happens to all of us. And when they overcorrected, then I reacted not the way they thought they. But they basically were just trying to get rid of my chess piece permanently, just so you guys understand. But then they realized, wait a minute, we shouldn't have done that. And then they started trying to backtrack, because then they realized what I was capable of, who I actually was, what I knew, how I can piece things together, and what I can offer the world. And then they started trying to backtrack, but I didn't forgive them because of what they took from me and what they did. And when that happened, now I hated them and I swore that I would destroy them. And I did. I still have. I'm still destroying them every single day that I refuse to operate. Because at the end of the day, what you guys are going to realize is that the way the world operates is they just want us to do. Yes, most of them just want us to do. We're just a planned chess piece that they know exactly what we're going to do and where we're going to be. That's why they want us to be in our little bubbles, just so you guys understand. Because if they know what our 0.5% is, and then they can attach the other 0.5% so that we're at 1%, but the 1%, the other 0.5 is the optimal. That means they know exactly who we are, what we are today, and what we are exactly striving for, and what we're trying to be, and how we view everything. So it means that all our decisions, all our for whats, are completely guided, and we're going to respond to the exact paths that they created, so they know exactly how we're going to do. That means we're a guaranteed chess piece. There's zero unknown variables in our storyline, and they can present, if at any point we deviate, they present A, and we'll do always B, and then we'll get us back on track. That's pretty much 99% of the world. And I'm saying the knowledge that I was exposing was to try to break that, and of course, well, that's why they wouldn't want that, because I knew that it worked. Just so you guys know, I had done it with my girl and stuff like that. And I'm saying they punished me. So then I wanted revenge. And because of that, we got to this. It's not easy. Because now I don't have a for what anymore in anything. Because what you guys are going to realize, I don't recommend any of you to take it to the level that I did, but I needed to know. I needed to figure out how to destroy them. And I did. Just so you guys understand, what I'm doing is actually the answer. It destroys them. But I guess now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what's the benefit of destroying them now? Now that I know that they can't be killed, but you can destroy them. If you prevent them, then... Yet they do the same thing to me. Do you guys get it? Yet I'm not destroyed over it, but it's frustrating. Because they keep trying to make me, they try to build me up my belief, and then they prevent. So it's it's that clash. It's not fun. So I'm just saying I'm destroying them and they're destroying me. It's just a never-ending cycle. And it's just by figuring out your for whats and breaking your bubble and understanding things. And then you destroy all your stories. You go around the bad and you never do what they expect and what they intended, and because you don't have a reason to anymore. And I'm saying once you guys piece this together, what you guys are going to realize is that they don't want you to lose completely. They want you to experience bad want you to experience bad so that you respond to things the way they want. To write the stories that they want. I'm not saying there's good and bad, but I know there's some things that are actually just pure malicious. Like, I don't know why they do it. I'm not gonna even spend 1 second. I would before analyze that. I don't know why, and it doesn't matter. But I'm saying yes, there are some things that are actually intentionally evil and malicious. I think it's just for control, just so you guys understand. I think it's just all it is for control, because the more bads that are installed in you, you can't choose how you respond to, means that you are just a controllable chess piece. Like, if right now I needed to drink more water because I'm thirsty, I am, but I don't need to, but I should. Do you guys get it? That means I would right now have to grab more water. I couldn't choose if I could grab more water. That's why they create bad, is what I 100% believe. Because then, well, I make you thirsty, then you're gonna drink water, no matter what. It means that I can write the story the way I want. If you destroy the storylines, they don't want you to lose. I'm saying they actually intervene to make sure you don't fully lose. Especially if you showcase to them what you're capable of. I'm telling you guys, I don't even think they realized how good I was and how capable I was. I think they knew that I was capable of a lot, but I believe I've surpassed not only all of their expectations, but what they even thought was possible. Which means that when that happened, they now desperately want my chess piece back in the grand narrative. So you guys see, if you just keep evolving and keep leveling up, and you realize and you showcase your worth, not to any one thing, I'm saying to the spiritual things that control this world, what you guys call God, what are they going to want? They're going to want you back. It's the ultimate punishment to them. And every time they try anything new to harm you, you showcase how you can expose and figure them out within hours or days. In one way, sure, it's reassurance. Hey, anything they present in the real world, I'm going to be able to solve so quickly. But where the problem lies, guys, is that if it's not a mental thing, if it's not a strategy thing, but it's just a number grind, so hey, well, you need to do this for 10 years and then you'll have enough of a resource to overcome it, then it's just stupid. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? There's no skill behind it. It's just a gatekeeping thing for time. So anyway, do you guys see, like, the battle changes? Because these are the things that I'm dealing with. Because I know they want me to try again, and there's like no reason not to, but there's so many reasons that make me not want to because of all the bad. Why I say there's no reason not to anymore? Because it doesn't matter what I do. Before, I believed that if I don't do something, that it's going to have an impact on the world. Now I'm saying it doesn't matter. So just to put an example, if I decide to stop eating meat because I believe that, hey, we shouldn't be killing animals. I don't believe we should be anyway. Guys, we really shouldn't, right? There should be other ways. Insects, creatures, anything. But if I don't know, this is a good intro. I'm going to take a 1 minute break here, and then I'm going to talk about this I'm going to debrief, and then I'm going to end. I'm going to grab more water. So that was a lot. I was getting a little lost, but it's fine. It was good to talk that through. Those are things that I'm just contemplating and thinking about because you guys understand that it's not easy. It's not easy. I'm telling all of you, if you destroy the stories that you're capable of doing, and you get rid of certain things, and you just realize I don't have a for what anymore. And I'm telling you guys, punish you to the way you guys think. They punish you a lot. They torture you mentally, but they don't want you to lose. Just for one that if I ever listen to this one, which I know I will, I'm going to laugh about it. But if Edison or Einstein invented the light bulb, or they're capable of doing that, and they have, and they can do another one, the next evolution of that, they're not going to try to make them lose if they want them to, because it's going to enable so many more stories. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? They're going to keep torturing them and keep attacking them to try to get them back in line so they do what they want them to do. But they're not going to try to make them lose completely. If it means that the world would lose out on the light bulb and electricity. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that if you make yourself so valuable and so capable, they're not going to make you lose. But you suffer so that you do things the way they want. That is real. This time, I didn't care to tell a story. This time, I didn't care about explaining it in such a way because you guys see my for what was different. I just wanted to talk this through because I realized, I'm like, holy crap. The reason why I stopped doing things is because I lose my for what. Because they took them from me. They took my for what. In many ways. You guys have no idea to the level that they can. That's why I sometimes ask people, I'm like, well, what would you do, guys? If they took everything for you and you lost all your for whats. But see, like, it's easy if you're still trapped in the bubble. If you're in a small bubble and they take you for whats, the solution is simple because you don't know that there's other solutions. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? You know what's the solution that's told to you. You might even search it, like, what is the solution? And you search it and you're like, oh, that's the solution. All right, I need to do that. So you see, I can take you for what. I then make you either search for the answer or ask someone that has the answer. And then you do that. But if you've broken the bubble, if you're already over more, it means that there's so many paths that you can walk. I'm telling you guys, when I talk about these things, I'm like, you know what? F it. I'm going to find ways to earn some fast money. Why fast? Because it doesn't mean anything to me. And just get some things that I enjoy for fun. Just say fuck it. I'm like, sure. But then I start thinking about it. Then I start remembering who I am and all the problems that it caused me. And that was the source of every single problem that they used to destroy my life. Just so you guys understand. That's what they did. All the roadblocks are through money. And they're just we're trying to make me earn money again through exploiting them, through hurting other people or taking from other people. And I'm like, it shouldn't be that way. So then I started remembering that path and I explored it. And I'm like, wait a minute. It's the root of all the problems. And then I'm like, no, I don't need it. And then I'm like, fuck money. And then when that happens, then we revert. Because you guys get it. Every storyline I might want to attempt is blocked by money or because they can create Deus Ex Machina, bad out of nowhere. So I'm like, why would I go outside again to experience stories if they're just going to create problems that I can't fight back against? And if you could fight back against them, you need money to do so. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? So then I'm like, well, then there's no reason to. So that means that my for what is gone. The moment you see, like, I consider the possibility, it really doesn't matter anymore. Because before I thought my actions meant something. Just so you guys understand, I actually thought my actions meant something. They don't. My actions are irrelevant. They don't do anything. It doesn't matter. So you're like, oh, you have no idea. I'm like, nah, they don't do anything. You know how fucked up that is? I've lost everything because of my actions and they don't mean anything. You guys understand? Like, most people would be completely shattered and destroyed. I'm not. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care. I'm like, yeah, it's fucked up. It's so sad. I believed that my actions mattered. So I kept going. And I lost everything because of that. It's so stupid. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself, don't even try. Don't heal. Don't help. Just focus on your girl and your kid and your pets. There's nothing else that matters. Other people are useless. Other people are worthless. Just earn enough money just to survive and don't care about anything else. That's actually the answer to the world, just so you guys know. The world will survive. The world will operate. The world will live. Any bad that is being presented or created, any narrative that's being built up to make us feel like we have to do something, doesn't matter, just so you guys understand. Nothing's going to happen. They're not going to let the world die unless they give up on it and they want to just do a fresh slate. And so then there's nothing we can do anyway. Do you guys get it? That means that any problems that are being created right now they're not never going to let it be a source of a game over for the world or for a country or for certain people unless they want it to be that. And if so, there's nothing we can do against it. It's meant to be cause of enough of a clash, enough of a bad push to force us to learn and develop new things so the storyline keeps moving forward. That's it. It's never meant to cause a full game over. That's just so you guys know, that's the answer. I'm giving you guys all the answers. Yes, that I never meant that unless they really decide. And I really, now that I think about it, the people who lose early, I believe it's because they did something that they weren't supposed to. They just made a mistake. That's all. Because we're meant to continue for some time. And if some of us are experiencing so much bad, it's because they're trying to get us back in line and we've got completely deviated by something. And normally, most people will only get back in line is if a bad event happens and they're like, oh my gosh, why do I care so much about money? Oh my gosh, no, I have a kid and my girl at home. What am I doing? All right. You see, like, it's like this illness or like something bad. Usually those things happen. But I'm saying those things happen to deviate people, to get them back where they want them. It's that simple, guys. And usually, if they don't think we've learned the lesson yet, they're going to keep escalating until we do, because they're like, you're never going to do what you did last time. Think of it like you rebelled against bad because you know that you shouldn't tolerate that. Well, they're going to keep beating you until they think you're never going to rebel again. That's just how it is, guys, okay? That you're not meant to lose. So if certain industries or areas are losing right now, it's just because they're not doing what they want. That's it. But at the end of the day, they just want to push them. Normally, if things are operating the way the things that control our realities intend, is that they create our bubbles, and then they present bad in those bubbles. Just sufficient bad, not extreme amounts. Just a little bit. Think of it like sprinkles. Like you have ice cream and you have sprinkles. Country buffet. Tinancy. And you just sprinkle a little bit of bad. Nothing. A lot of times most human vessels can't tolerate it and they overreact, so they get destroyed by it. But they're just meant to do a little bad to create some pushes in people so that they keep changing their storyline. They keep doing things, or they interact more in a different area. You guys get it? That's all it is. That's how life actually is. That's what I'm saying. Once I pieced that together, I'm like, like in a way, it really took a lot of the for what's for me, because it ruins the fun of it. You guys get it? Because once you see that, you see something start building, you're like, I know you guys are creating this. And the answer is you just don't respond to it and you destroy the story. It ruins them. Do you guys get it? It does, because they've spent so much time building something up and then you just ruin it. It's like if they were building up me talking to, like, let's say a LinkedIn influencer girl, okay? Let's just say that. And then it's going, and they want something there. Doesn't matter what it is. Could even just be for a positive path reminder. That's it. Doesn't matter. One day, because I see that they're building up and I'm getting mad that they're trying to create a story here, yet they took and prevented other things in my life because they didn't do what they wanted. So then I just say, F it, I'm gonna like insult that person and just to destroy the story so they never talk to me again. They're like, are you fucking kidding me? We were building something up and you just ruined it in one day. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? If you do something like that, it frustrates them to no end because you don't allow them to create their stories. So every so often they'll take a step back if you do that because they're like, well, shit. But then if you start doing new things and you're not interacting anymore in the overall world narrative, they get really scared. I'm telling you guys, they get scared. Because, well, if you can now survive despite their torture, like I'm saying, if I just develop my video game and play video games so often and listen to music and write stuff out, I never have to go outside again. If this continues like this. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? That means that I'm not using this as a brag. I want everyone to think of it like this. You guys are this and something in your life right now, okay? Each and every one of you. Each and every one of you have this in something in your life right now. But I'm saying, like, I might be the best at like at the creator game, at the creator role, like understanding design, understanding the vision. That's who I am now, what I've grown to become. And I can heal and explain things the way I do. All right? So I'm the best at this. I'm not the best at other things. Doesn't mean I can't become extremely good at them. I could if I spent the same amount of time and focus and effort that I did on those things. You guys understand? That's just how it operates. But for what? Why would make me spend that much time on those things? What would be the reason for doing those things? Should I really spend 1,000 hours to become the best artist in the world? For what? Do you guys understand? For what? Money? Am I doing it for fame? Am I doing it to draw hot girls so that I can masturbate to them? Like, you guys get it? Like, for what? So each and every one of us is the best at something. And I'm saying if we are, we should be able to win through this. See, guys, I'm going in a loop now because this is the answer. All right? Everything has a for what. You guys have to learn how to see it. Would we clean if not cleaning had positives? Would I eat chocolate or sugar if I couldn't taste? Well, chocolate and sugar gives you more intellect or more energy. Oh, so I'm using it for more intellect or more energy. I'm not using it for the taste. You guys get what I'm trying to say? Every single thing has a for what. If you take the for what away, we won't do. Unless bad presents. So then we're not using it for the other thing, for what? We use it as a way to defeat the bad. Why would the United States create military and evolve military stuff and develop technology? It helps their creativity, helps them explore, it helps them view new angles, appreciate new things, try new things. But wait, is that really why they're doing it now? Or are they doing it because it solidifies them as the superpower of the world that everyone has to listen, everyone has to copy, and to create fear in other people so that no one will mess with them? Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Oh, so they're doing it for that. For what? Not for the for what of, hey, it could help us explore, it could help us improve our country, it could help remove all money costs. All you guys, I could keep going there forever. I already did, but you guys understand? And then do it because we each have a little bubble in the grand overall bubble. But we only can see our 0.5%, and then they attach the other half, 0.5, make a 1% bubble, and we're trapped there. Now you guys know that if they take away your for what, you can learn all my knowledge that I've talked about this stream by refusing then any future story. I'm telling you guys, it's the answer. You destroy them. You destroy what you guys can call fate, destiny, God, whatever. You destroy them. Because once you start identifying what they're building up, as they're building it up, because what you guys are going to realize is that every story, every path, every for what, everything needs to get built up. Even things that I say myself, I'm now capable of doing something 0 to 100. So if like right now, after this, I'm like, this is basically what I did, just so you guys know. This path of streaming today barely got built up, but I'm like, if tomorrow I'm like, hey, after this, I just want to create my game. I want to just that I'm creating. All right, let's do it. But you guys see, I just said that. Still, that's a 0.1% of the buildup. But you guys see, that's 0 to 100. But it still had a little bit of a buildup. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that if I can see when that 0.1% got built up because something presented to me and said, hey, maybe today's the day that we consider designing our video game, starting the actual story and like the intro and medias res. Do you guys get it? Like, that's all it takes. But if you see that happening around you, being presented around you, then you're like, I can destroy that then. Which means that no story will ever get created unless another variable forces a story without our choosing. So then now you are in control. Not you aren't in control almost of anything, but you decide if something actually proceeds. Think of it like there's like a wall right here, all right? A million things get built up, and if we cross this wall, something happens. But I'm saying, it's like, to put it positive for myself, like I'm talking to like all the girls that I have saved on my phone, all the pictures, and I'm like, I messaged all of them, and I keep messaging all of them, and they're like, all right, all of them say, can you ask me out, please? And I'm right here. And I'm like, nope. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? If you do all the steps, but then you never take the next step, well, then we never proceed. And I'm saying that's the play. That's the way to win against them. But you guys see, now I'm operating in such a way that it's actually really sad. It's really sad. And I think I want everyone to relate this based on some of their personal demons that are in their life that got created. Maybe they don't interact with anyone anymore, but through our life, villains got created for us. Because think of that's really what a villain is in a story. They get created for us, all of us. But I think like the video game stories like Final Fantasy Xenos, something like that, or Cuff, Cicerus. And I'm telling you guys, the villains get created. So I want you guys to think of it like that when I'm talking about mine. I'm saying the entities that control our realities that took my for whats without my choosing to try to force me back in story because I did what they didn't want. And then I'm now responding to just prevent them. All my decisions are just to ruin them back. But you guys see, it doesn't mean I'm not doing well in the sense that you guys get it? I'm surviving. I'm fine. I really am. I could survive like this. But a significant amount of my decisions and actions per day, just so people are aware, are based on what can I do to interfere with what they're trying to build up? How can I stop them? How can I prevent any stories? How can I interfere? I'm not trying to harm any human, but I'm trying to interfere with what they are trying to build and trying to create. I don't even consider if it could be possible that for it to be good. Anything that they try, I'm like, it's just, I know it's bad because of what they've done to me. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? It changes us as well, because they took all my for what's for healing. Because what I'm trying to get you guys to realize is that this, remember, you guys used it, compare it to your guys' own villains, or like a video game story villain. Like think of like Van, or like Tales of the Abyss, or Arthur from Tales of, right? It's just any character, any villain from like a story that you guys can conceptualize, because I don't feel like it consume. If all our actions are based on trying to prevent them, it's for a good reason. Do you guys get it? Because they stopped us. They took from us because we didn't do what they wanted. And we know what they're capable of. So if all of a sudden they came back to us and they said, we're sorry, this should never have happened, but you understand you put us in a weird situation. I'm like, sure. Here's some water and some chocolate. We're sorry. Well, you're like, are you going to remove all the bad? And they're like, well, unfortunately, we can't remove all of it, but we could remove a lot. You guys see a lot of us then to try again, to believe in them again, and then things repeat because the behavior, the issues that caused the original thing never got solved. The dark seed that got planted by Zarth never got solved. So then things recreate and repeat, because what you guys are going to realize, the things that do control our realities, they're basically us, just so people are aware. They operate exactly like us. The things that you guys worship as God operate exactly like us. I really want you guys to understand this. It means that they know more than most of you. Yes, I'm saying they don't really know more than me more. They make just as many mistakes, if not more, than I do now. I'm telling you guys, this is really weird to say. It means that they are also emotional. They react. So it's that you haven't healed something, all of you. It means that they see an opening. It means that they see an in. Or if you start being reliant on something and it's preventing you from ever doing anymore, because that's what they want, for myself, like designing a video game or playing video games, creating my own experiences with them, or healing people just like through a stream indirectly, they're going to try to ruin that so that you do more of what they want. And I'm saying for most of them, you guys, you never heal fully. You're relying on something. They did that intentionally. They gave you that like a tool or a reward, so you heal through that. So that then, if at any point you ever deviate again in the future from what they want, they start attacking the things that you didn't fully heal, and then you fall again the way they want, and now you have to restart. Do you guys see? I'm saying that's why I didn't forgive them, because I know what they did and what they're capable of doing. But I know that I'm completely different. I'm evolved beyond belief. I have actual tools around me, just so you guys understand that I've now pinpointed now what their new benefit is, because they were had other benefits before, but they ruined them. And I use now to reset myself when I believe too much. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? For what? For certain things around me. It's a strategy game that involves other people. I use it to reset myself when I start believing in the world and people again. Because then you see that people's incompetence and terrible decision making and their fear, and they're stopped by metrics and appearance. They want to appear a certain way, and that's literally what they're afraid of. And they only care about the money resource. So all that gets presented in that, and I'm like, now I don't believe again. Do you guys see? Like I learned how to create my own for what's and things. Every day I'm operating. I'm trying to thrive. I'm trying to be happy. I'm just trying to survive. And I figured out the things that make me do that. But I'm saying that they're constantly just trying to cause problems in them. Always. And I know that they're always going to do a little bit of that because they want us to do what they want. So that means that if sometimes I'm not doing what they want in the order they want, I know they're going to do that regardless. But it's more extreme because I completely refuse them completely. Do you guys get it? If I would maybe like work with them, you guys get what I'm trying to say? Like a middle ground. I know the attacks would be less. Doesn't mean they're ever gonna fully stop. Like I said, guys, they do bad to push us. But do you guys see that I now distrust them to such a level, and this happens to all of us, right? Any story, that it doesn't matter what it presents anymore. We're gonna be like, no, we're gonna try to stop you no matter what. We can't even also now consider that there could be good, because we're like, you guys did unimaginable things and you guys continued despite I offered them peace years ago, months ago, and they still continued. Do you guys get it? I'm saying that it got to the point where when they start presenting positives, I don't view them as bad, but I'm like, I'm not gonna get baited. You guys get it? Like, because they were even doing that. But think about how it's not a sad reality, but it's not what life could be. And it's all because of their evil actions, not mine. So you see, guys, then you talk that through and you're like, they literally, and I just wanted to help people, and they took those for what's because they didn't want me to help people like that. They're like, you can't heal people for free indirectly. We want you to have to get invested or like be in the trenches with them and like see them every day in person. Or guys get it? Like they want something like that. They want like a full commitment. They want a full storyline. They want that. That's what they want. They don't want you to be able to get to the solution, to defeat the end without having to do that. And I don't believe in that, but I get it. I really do, guys. I really do understand them. I do. So, do you guys see how it creates a situation that since we blew up our bubble, we see the entire world now. We understand how it operates. So it means the moment something gets built up related to whatever our villain was, we just want to refuse it. We want to fight it. Because they took all our for whats to try to make our for what be what they want. And we just don't want that. Not the way they decide. Yeah, we could create a new story. I want each and every one of you to realize this. We all could create a new story. Every single one of us. We could just write a new story. And our for whats, we can never get back again. But that's why we stopped doing certain things. But we could write a new story, each and every one of us. I know I could. And it's weird though, but you guys understand, like, it opens up so many things. Then all of a sudden you start exploring things like, well, that could happen, that could happen, that could happen, that could happen, that could happen. A lot can happen, a lot can change. And every single thing, every decision that one makes that actually, where you cross the wall, remember what I said, guys? Then a lot can change. A lot can change. It's not easy. I think it's why most people just don't ever break their bubble. I just think of it, but like, just there's a lot of problems that happen, but I have to give kudos to my old girl. Like, she was willing to just cross that wall. I made her have faith, and she also was willing to take a risk. And I'm telling you guys, it's not, now I understand like very well her situation, because to be able to take that step is insane because of what gets created in us. Because everything changes. Do you guys understand? Like, if all of a sudden, like, if right now, like, I had a new girl and I had to like make money, do you guys understand? Like, my entire reality changes 100%. completely. It's like if all you guys think of like moving to a new country or something like that. You guys get it? But if you give up on fighting the villain, everything changes. And that's something that I think about. I'm like, I literally spend every day just fighting them. I'm like, this shouldn't be this way, but what can we do? Then I think about it like, and this is what you guys all go through. What I'm really talking about is what you guys are all going to go through. Battle that you have against whatever villain has been created in each and every one of you. Is that then you're like, well, wait a minute. Because I'm telling you guys, all the knowledge that I'm healing it's healing knowledge, but it's also exposing all their tactics of how Earth actually operates. I'm saying that even though I've shared this, I know that 99.9% of the people that consume all the stuff that I talk about will never learn. It's way too complicated for them. It just is. It really is. It's the truth. They'll never figure it out. It's insanely complex. Just think about how much time we've invested in this. It's absurd. They'll never figure it out. They'll understand some things, but if they do understand it, they're going to try to conceptualize it through their human level, their bubble. So, you guys get it? But so I'm trying to always expose them, essentially. But I'm also giving knowledge that heals people. But what if you gave up on that? Well, then what, guys? Then you're going to be reminded of what they prevented, the for whats that they took from you, because there's things that you don't do anymore because of them. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? All of us stopped doing things because without us, realizing they took our for what. So then we stopped doing those things. And then they created a new bubble for us, and now we're just trapped in it. For good reason. Each and every one of us has a valid reason for being trapped in the bubbles that we do. There's no but because then even if some of us did explore other solutions, you guys realize we get prevented, and we're told there's only one solution. And usually there really is only one solution. But I'm saying the solution really is to just give up fighting against them. I know that because I'm telling you guys it works. I gave up fighting against them, and then I just started focusing on all my positives and living a full life. And it works beyond belief, guys. But I'm telling you, they don't want that. It's because it's the solution. I'm just thriving. So then they start creating. This is probably why they do it. Now that I think about it, it's probably why they do it. So they start creating back because they don't want me to just be status quo. I'm thriving, but I'm not doing anything in the grand bubble. Just so you guys understand, Earth. I'm not doing anything in Earth, but my bubble is just expanding and growing and evolving, but not in Earth. So I think of it like as we grow, our bubble increases and eventually can match the size of Earth. If we learned everything, it's 100 out of 100. I'm saying like my bubble might be like 90 out of 100 right now, and most of us are at 0.5%. Just an example, right? But think about any industry or topic that you guys know really well. Think of it like that, right? 100 right now, and yet my bubble is not operating at all in the Earth. Do you guys understand what I'm trying to say? Why they don't want that? Because if you found out how to just thrive and survive permanently, what can they do? So they attack again. They create new bads. They create new bads. They create new bads. They create new bads. And everything that you try, anything that's letting you survive permanently, without having to change what you're doing. That's really what I want you guys to think about. They attack the things that allow us to survive permanently, without having to make a change. And they leave alone the things that they want us to keep doing or using so that we're trapped in a bubble. That's why most of you guys experience pretty harmless things at work, but in anything else, bad stuff, it's because they want you to stay there. Because it could change your story dramatically if you guys change that. It's not easy. Because every time they attack something new, guys, do you guys understand? It's a reminder that I'm getting attacked. It's a reminder that my villains are still there, the ones who took everything from me, who I know what they're capable of. And I've said peace. I've said I'm just trying to move forward and focus on my own things. And they're still, you guys get what I'm trying to say? They're not stopping. So when they're not stopping, what does that make us do? It brings back all the reminders. And I'm not saying that literally, but it reminds us that, hey, there's something that's actually trying to stop us and cause problems in our reality. They already prevented our for what's, why we don't do certain things, but why we finally defeated them, and we revenge, peace. We're just going to be ourselves, our best version. But I'm telling you guys, they still find ways. But the solution is you have to give up fighting. I don't know. I know that, just so you guys understand, I know that there's going to be a part of me, inside of me, that will never be able to forget all this knowledge. Unfortunately. But I'm telling you guys, it's weird because it became such a part of me. I think this happens to all of us. It became such a part of us that we, like, if I haven't talked to my parents or something in like a while, if I talk to them, I'm gonna end up talking about like how to heal and how to fight back against this, no matter what, because it's all that matters now to me. Do you guys get what I'm trying to say? And it happens to all of us. We get consumed by a story. But I'm trying not to get consumed by a story. I'm saying they don't let me not be, because they're causing new bads every single time I solve one, so I can just survive at peace. I'm not even, because really what it boils down to, guys, is I gave up on any storyline. I stopped striving for anything, because I realized that was how they were weaponizing everything. I'm like, if I don't need anything anymore, then I'm safe. I am. So then what they were doing is they don't want us to feel safe, guys. Because if we can just survive endlessly and feel safe, thriving to the best of our ability, not maybe as to the best that we know we can achieve, but just what our reality actually currently is, well then there's no reason for us to do more. They don't want that. Do you guys get it? So then they have to create new bads. Otherwise, we won't do. It sucks. It really does, guys. Because there's no easy solution. You have to give up fighting. But yet I'm telling you guys, I know there's part of us that will never stop fully exposing this. Because we don't want people to suffer anymore. But can we take a step back? I'm trying. I did. But as I showcased in this stream, I didn't. I gave a lot away. And now they know, again, what I'm capable of. Because it showcases how much they've been ruining things. I just want to be left alone. You guys understand? They don't want me to just not do. We're stronger than we've ever been, yet we do less. You guys get it? Less in the grand bubble. Our bubble is so much greater than ever. We do so much more than we ever did. And we understand so much more. But anything that actually connects the outside great bubble of Earth, we don't do anymore. We've abandoned Earth. If Earth was a goddess, we've given up on her. You guys get it? This is what happens when you understand how it's actually designed, how it actually operates. Every single thing has a for what. If you take away the for what, you don't do anymore. You guys have to piece together what the for what is. It's not a bad thing. I'm telling you guys, if you want your girl to be happy, that's a great for what. People are like, that's bad. No, that's a great one. Just it's your for what. You don't care if it's dirty, because the consequences of it don't mean anything to you. Because you guys see, the only reason why they'll get you then to do is because they need to create bad. So then you for what? Don't let them create the bubble for you guys. You need to pop it. and you guys need to understand your for whats. Because otherwise, the only way you're gonna ever change is if they create bad. I'm saying we need to change by giving up fighting, by giving up revenge, and just changing because we believe in good. I don't know, like part of me is like it could be hilarious to start a story again. But I know the risks of it. I really do. I don't even know where I would. You guys see, like, people are like, well, where would you begin? I'm like, I have no idea. I really don't, because everything now I view with such doubt and what's it called? Think of it like Sherlock Holmes, a magnifying lens, and I see it. I'm like, things don't appear as they. Things are not as they appear. Be careful. So like anything that seems good, I'm like, you guys get what I'm trying to say? It's like, where do you even begin then? It doesn't matter at all. But one thing is certain. My actions don't mean anything. That's my takeaway from today. I don't need to always cause revenge anymore. This is a good one. I let it all out because they've been causing a lot of bad to me over the last 2-3 weeks. But I don't actually need to. I really don't. But it goes to show you, I could. I'm saying this is how the cycle continues, because then I expose everything that they do, and we just keep fighting forever. But if I give up, and I don't expose them, then they ruin all my goods, the things that I use as positives, so that I start trying to respond to their bad. If you guys can piece together everything I've just said, you will know. You guys will learn how to deal with your villains. Story just doesn't matter anymore, guys. Prevent any future stories for them, and there's nothing they can do. But for myself, I'm like, can I create a new story? I don't know. I really don't. And you guys see, most people, when they talk this through, because I've actually, just so you guys know, this talk, I didn't think it was going to go this way, but I've actually been boosting myself up to actually start breaking some of my limits that I've created on myself. Like, well, I don't know. I don't even know the situations, but maybe we do buy like that expansion or something. You guys understand? That's really crazy because I haven't spent any money in like a year. You guys get how big of a deal that would be? Think of like, you guys haven't drank water in a year, and today's the first day you drink water. Think of something like that, all right? It's a big deal. So I'm saying I've been boosting myself up to consider things more. Actually, really, my actions are completely irrelevant. They really are. It's sad but true. Nothing has changed. Yet, now that I've talked it all through, I don't actually feel like I need to. Do you guys see, like, that's the coolest part? Because everyone else would be like, well, now right after this, I'm going to spend money. I'm saying I have such understanding of everything that it doesn't make me just do. In one way, it's cool, because I know I'm always going to be protected because of that. That's proof. That's my proof. When I re-listen to this, when I get this is where we're going to end. That's my proof. That no matter what happens, no matter what I decide from this point forward, in anything, could be super minor things or super major things, that no matter what, that even if I boost myself up, I'm like, all right, today you're going to create a game, today you're going to create a game, today you're going to create the game, that I know that I can still deviate at any point. If I understand, no, I've been playing a lot of games right now, and I've been focusing too much on the design, so that means that if I create the first part of the game is going to be literally completely influenced and inspired by what I've been playing recently. And that's not a bad thing, but I want it to be a little bit more fresh. Its own thing. So maybe I'll wait a little bit. Oh, right. You guys see? That's because I understand now my capability and all this stuff. And that's with anything. Just because I talk this through doesn't mean I'm going to do anything. And it's not that I'm indecisive. It's not that I'm afraid. It's just I understand. I understand what they're capable of and what they've done and what they continue to do. And to cross the wall means that you start exposing yourself to a lot of new bats, and they're going to happen. But that doesn't mean that there aren't also goods that are now available. But do you guys get what I'm trying to say? Is that you expose yourself to a lot. That's something that we just have to, no matter what though, I realize no matter what, they're going to attack us. It just means that they might not attack us as much mentally, and they're going to attack us more overtly, which is fine. It's the same shit at the end. Do you guys get it? It's literally just, you get attacked mentally, or you get attacked like this. It's going to be exactly the same. But I'm like, do I really, but mental, do you guys see, mental I can control. I can fight back against. They're like overt ones. I can, but there's certain things that I might not be able to. Because if there's a requirement, such as a resource or a time investment, then there's nothing I can do. And it could force more interactions. Be like, well, yeah, there is something you could do. You could talk. You could try to persuade someone. You could try to convince someone. You guys see? So then you start having to go. What I'm just trying to get you guys to realize is that break your bubble by understanding. And then give up on the stories. No revenge. And then you can decide. And it might be good to take first steps in harmless things. So for myself, maybe I will be like, I'll just buy an expansion or a DLC or something cheap, and just be like, oh, that's fine. And it's not to condition myself to do more of that, just so you guys understand. But it's to make one realize that my actions actually don't mean anything. People are like, isn't that sad? I'm like, no. It's actually liberating. Because when we believe that our actions mean something, that becomes our for what. Hey, the reason why I will never spend money again is because I believe that it's going to inspire other people, or it's going to actually make an impact on the world. The reason why I don't eat vegetables, or it's because I believe it's going to save the animals or something. You guys get what I'm trying to say? So then that becomes our for what. And I'm saying I'm eliminating my own for what. My actions don't accomplish anything. So I don't have to do anything anymore. But at the same time, it means I can do whatever I want. I know I will never go down the path of exploitation and corruption again. But yeah, I don't know. This one was interesting. But I hope I explained it. I know I repeated things a lot, but I just want people to understand is that really it's just you have to see the world for what's, and anything you stop doing, guys, you guys have to understand that means that, all right, doesn't mean it's always a bad thing. A lot of times it was bad, but we have to understand why we stop doing things or why we do things. It's just important. It's important to understand that. You guys got this. I'm cheering for each and every one of you. For myself, when I re-listen to this, this was a battle. I know that they were mad today. We weren't supposed to talk about this stuff. That's why we got attacked so viciously at the beginning. But we did good. We turned it around. We survived. Proof of how good we are. We know that already. We don't need the proof, but it's just another reminder for how much we've overcome and how much we deal with. We got this. Whatever we decide, it's great. Could be fun to write new stories. We don't need to. But if we decide to, it doesn't mean anything anymore. They're like, we won. I'm like, no, you didn't win. There's no victory here. Just so you guys know, this is the last sentences I'm going to say. There are no victories. There's no victors in this battle anymore. Everyone's lost. Everyone lost. Everyone lost. I lost. You guys lost. Everyone lost. Doesn't matter what comes from this anymore. We all lost. Every single thing, every single entity, every single chess piece that had a part to play in this grand design. Because of how everything got deviated, we all lost. Every single one of us. See you guys another time.